already we have Ojo Messi Oluwasemilogo. She's connecting here from Nigeria. You are welcome to the meeting. You are welcome to the meeting. We have Razak Gafar Oyelola. He's also connecting from Nigeria. You are welcome. You are welcome. We have Eddie Diong, Damian Akpan. Yeah, Mr. Akpan is also connecting from Nigeria. Gloria Yamen. Yeah, Gloria Yamen is connecting from Jalingo, Taraba State in Nigeria. Taiwo Olawuyi is connecting from Ogun State in Nigeria. We have Peace from Ghana. Yeah, Peace from Ghana. You are welcome also. Okay, she's connecting from Ghana. We have Solace. Solace is also connecting from Nigeria. Then Joy, okay. Joy, okay, is also connecting from South Africa. Yeah, South Africa. So in a moment of time, I will be reading the profile of our speakers today, those who will be opening our eyes into the step-by-step process of securing a fully funded scholarship. And we'll be having today to join us three speakers, influential in their own specific field of study. We have Mr. Paul Owolabi. Then we have Mr. Anifowose Uthman. And then we have Mr. Kayode Adeyemi. We have Mr. Kayode Adeyemi. All right, so briefly, I just want to read through their profile. I want to read through their profile while we already start the process. So first, I'll be taking the profile of Mr. Paul Owolabi. Mr. Paul Owolabi holds a bachelor's degree in microbiology from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife in Nigeria. He also completed a fully funded master's in bioinformatics at Covenant University. Now we see that, just like I said, the team is securing a fully funded opportunity in the US. So our speaker already from his profile shows us that he's a recipient of a fully funded opportunity already. He's currently a second-year PhD student in cancer biology, PhD program at the West Virginia University, USA, where his research focuses on circadial influences on CAR T-cell therapy in breast cancer brain metastasis. Paul is also passionate about mentoring other African students to secure graduate opportunities abroad. Yeah, of course, this when we have people that actually organize such a thing like this, there are people that are passionate to mentor others. Yeah. So that was the profile of Mr. Paul, and then we'll be going straight to read through the profile of Mr. Uthman Razak Adeniran. He's a PhD student in applied mathematics at Clemson University, where he investigates mathematical model with real-world applications, particularly in control theory and stability analysis. He holds an MSc in mathematics, computational mathematics to be specific, from Western Kentucky University, and the BSc in pure and applied mathematics from Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Nigeria. Uthman's research focused on the exponential stabilization of magnetable piezoelectric beams, with peer-reviewed publications and presentation at international conferences, including IEEE American Control Conference and AMS Southern Section meetings. He has collaborated with Dr. Ahmed Ogza on mathematical simulation and model reduction techniques, contributing to advance in smart mathematics and system controls. In addition to his academic research, Usman has served as a graduate teaching assistant and adjunct instructor at WKS and Clemson University, demonstrating a passion for teaching and mentoring. He has received multiple awards, including the prestigious John D. Minton's Graduate Student Award, WKU's highest graduate honor, wow, and the Outstanding MS Graduate Student Award in Mathematics. Uthman has also held leadership role in student chapters of SIAM and AMS, contributed to STEM outreach initiatives in South Carolina, and remains dedicated to advancing mathematical understanding through education, research, and services. Okay, then that's the profile of Mr. Usman, currently a PhD student. Yeah, currently a PhD student in mathematics at Clemson University. So, lastly, the profile of the last speaker, Mr. Kayode Gabriel Adeyemi. He's a scientist at the National Institute of Health, NIH, where he supports malaria vaccine developed through immunological assay and data-driven research at the Laboratory of Malaria Immunology and Vaccinology, LIMV, NIA. He holds an MSc in biology, immunology, and microbiology, to be specific, from Western Kentucky University, and the BSc in microbiology from Obafemi Awolowo University in Nigeria. Kayode has worked in academic, clinical, and industrial settings, including as a senior scientist at Eurofin and clinical research associate on Lassa fever diagnosis in Nigeria. He has authored multiple peer-reviewed publications and served as a reviewer for respected journals. In addition to his NIH role, he teaches microbiology as an adjunct professor at Washington Adventist University. A recipient of prestigious research awards and fellowship, Mr. Kayode is committed to advancing global health through translational research, student communication, and education. One very character that all these speakers we are going to be having today have is actually the character of mentorship. Yeah, you can say that they have the passion to mentor others, to see them succeed in their graduate program hunting. Yeah, so without the waste of our time, we'll just open the floor for Mr. Paul. Yeah, Mr. Paul, please, you have the floor now. Where's
Hello.
Mr. Paul? Yeah, thank you very much, sir. You are welcome. We are very happy to have you here this very day. And then please, there will be no specific area we want you to touch. This is us trying to reach out to you for you to advise us as a potential graduate student on the process that we should follow as to securing fully funded scholarship in the US. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for a brief introduction. I want to first appreciate Mr. Kennedy for the opportunity to give back to others by providing them with reliable information how to secure fully funded opportunities. And I also want to appreciate everyone today for joining in to listen to what we have to communicate. I hope that whatever information we'll be sharing today will be very helpful and useful. So today, I'll just be talking about what you need to do in terms of preparing for graduate school, um, and in terms of scholarship generally, particularly focusing on graduate school, master's and PhD program. And do we need to turn on the camera or is fine this way? Just wanted to confirm for the moderator. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
All right. I was like, however will be convenient for you, whichever one will be convenient for you. But if you are comfortable, you can actually make a video of yourself so that we'll know who we are actually talking to. Thank you.
So, yeah, so like I said, I will be talking about what you need to work on in terms of preparing for graduate school. Um, so preparing for scholarship opportunities, particularly master and PhD program in the USA, requires you to put in some effort, like tighten some aspects of your profile in order to be competitive and in order to get the opportunities you need. You know, the US is like the most advanced country in the world, like we know it. So a lot of persons wants to come to the US to study either masters or PhD program, and because of this, there's a huge competition for these limited opportunities. Of course, there are a lot of opportunities, but you need to prepare yourself adequately. You need to position yourself rightly to be able to get these opportunities and to be able to compete favorably with people from other places like China, like India, like Nepal, like various other countries who are competing for this opportunity. So there are some things that you need to put in place to stand a chance um, to get these opportunities because you're also competing with indigenous students, I mean domestic students in the United States who have had various research opportunities right from their first year, freshman year in the undergraduate. So because programs in the US are heavily research intensive because of that, undergraduates, even right from their first year in school, they are being exposed to doing research, working in the lab, and things like that. And so, people coming from third world countries, like let me not say third world countries, people coming from developing countries like Nigeria, like Ghana, some other developing countries, would have to compete for spaces with these people who have been doing research for quite a number of years. So there are some things that you can do. There's some ways that you can prepare yourself to stand a chance and to get into um, top programs. So I'll be talking about what's how to get into these programs, and I'm sure other speakers as well would talk more on that. So like I said, we'll be focusing on graduate school. So meaning that we'll be talking about how to get into master's program and PhD programs. If there are people who want to get into undergraduate programs as well, I think some of the information we share would also be relevant. So you can stick around and learn one or two things to help your application into your desired undergraduate program as well. So for master's program in the US, oh, okay. Sorry. Uh, so I'm trying to adjust. Okay. Can you see my face well now? I got a feedback that my face is not.
Yeah, we can actually see your face, but I think there's a reflection of light from that
Yeah,
your end.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to stay close to the light so that
Yeah, all right.
it's
That's very good now. It's okay.
so,
It's very
okay.
okay now. Yeah.
All right. So thank you. Thanks for that feedback, Mr. Kari. So yeah. So like I was saying, master's program in the US are typically between 1 to 2 years, depending on the program. So there are some programs that are actually less than 1 year. I've seen people enroll in a master's program, and in 9 months they are through with the master's program. But typically it's between 1.5 years and 2 years. So and for these programs, you need to apply for either a research assistantship or teaching assistantship, depending on the program. And um, unlike the PhD program, most masters are not fully funded because because most research here takes a long time, so they expect that it will take you a couple of years before you can successfully carry out the research. So because of that, PhD are the ones that are mostly funded, unlike masters, but some masters programs are still funded. And so for that funding, you would work either as a teaching assistant or a research assistant or generally as a graduate assistant, which means that you are schooling as a student, but then your stipend and your tuition fees coming from the work that you do either in the lab or either teaching some specific courses or supervising undergraduate lab sessions, or maybe working as an administrative staff or social assistant or service assistant, as the case may be. So, meaning that when you are applying for such programs, you need to be sure that the program is funded because if you getting admission is, I would say, I usually say to people that getting admission is much easier, but the issue is getting funding. So there are some people that they get admission. I've got people have reached out to me, applied admission into so and so program, but they don't have funding. So you need to be sure to get to to know that the program is funded, or if you get admission, you need to explore other opportunities to get funding before you can go ahead to accept the admission and then proceed with the other steps that are involved. So the funding is very, very important, particularly when you're coming for a master's program, because typically not all master's programs are funded. So that is it on the master's program. Then, in terms of the PhD program are typically between 4 to 6 years. In the US, we know in Nigeria and maybe some African countries, PhD is like 3 years. In UK, I think it's like 3 or 4 years. But here in the US, it's averagely between 4 to 6 years. Sometimes it could be less than that, and most times it could be more than that. So it depends on it depends on the program structure and the kind of research that the person do. So in this case as well, the funding usually comes from the graduate assistantship, like I already mentioned for the master's program. And for in the case of the PhD, it's mostly funded. So meaning that most PhD programs you don't need to worry about whether you'll be funded or not. It's usually stated in the program website and it is funded and then this and that. So, but in some cases, some programs will require you to reach out to either the graduate coordinator or to reach out to specific supervisors regarding funding. But some programs will just require you to apply. Once you apply and you get in, then you're sure of funding. So, and like I mentioned, it's either you work as a research assistant or you work as a teaching assistant as the case may be, depending on the program that you're coming in for. For most STEM programs, particularly those in the biological sciences or biomedical science, you would just be required to work as a research assistant, meaning that all you'll be doing is working in the lab, working on your project, working on other projects that your supervisor would assign to you. But in the case of some programs, maybe those in chemistry, those in physics and other sciences, as well as the non-STEM programs, you would have teaching requirements to do, meaning that you would work as a teaching assistant, either you teach undergraduate courses or you supervise lab sessions for undergraduates. This is apart from the research you're doing in your own lab, meaning that you kind of have like a second layer of responsibility as a graduate student, apart from your research you'll be teaching, which is good in some extent because you're teaching the students, but it's an additional responsibility on your part as a graduate student, meaning that you will have to spend some time doing other things apart from your own project. So these are just like a general overview of how programs in the US are structured. So for you to prepare for this kind of program, you need to understand whether it's a master's program you want to do or it's a PhD program you want to do. It depends on your career prospects, what you want to, maybe what you look forward to becoming in the future, maybe you want to become an academic, meaning that you have to do a PhD, or maybe you just want to work in the industry, or you just want to maybe go into business or whatever. You probably may just be good with a master's program. So it depends on what you want to do. It also depends on the opportunities that are available onto you. So these are just some things that you need to consider while you are uh, preparing your applications and working through the entire process. Then once you've identified whether it's a master's you want to do or it's a PhD that you want to do, you need to then uh, try to identify your research interests. What are your research interests? What specific questions do you want to answer? What specific fields you want to focus on? So, like we studied in our undergraduate program, we were introduced to a broad uh, area of the field. Maybe, for instance, you studied microbiology, you do bacteriology, virology, and various aspects of microbiology. But going into graduate school, you would have to focus on a specific area, whether you're studying just virology, for instance. You just focus on virology, and then even within that field of virology, you just focus on a particular aspect of it. So preparing for graduate school, you need to kind of identify which research interests you have, and that will guide your choice of program to apply to, your choice of supervisor to work with, and that will help you to narrow down your search and not just be haphazard in the application. Because one of the things that kind of affect people applying to graduate schools, because they just try everything. They are not focused in their search. That would take them a long time. But if you focus, if you've narrowed down what you're looking for, then you would know what specifically that you're applying to, and that will guide your decision. So I'm just trying to encourage us that we should not just apply to just literally anything that comes our way. We should be specific. We should know what we're looking for, and then we should go straight for it. So there's a saying that less is more. So if, for instance, you identify that this is what you want to do specifically, then you would concentrate your effort on just those programs that are around that area of interest, and that would conserve your energy that you would have spent applying to just anything and not getting it. But when you focus it on specific things that you want, then you get the results that you desire. So once you've narrowed down your research interest, another thing that you can do is to begin to maybe review papers, know what is the current trend in that field of interest, know what skills that you're hoping to get in that area of interest, know what is the trending thing. So that would inform more like when you have to reach out to a professor, what are the things you're going to say in your code emails, or what are the proposals that are going to present before the prospective supervisor. So just review papers, review recent studies in that area of interest, and that would be good for you to reach out to professors and for you to prepare your statement of purpose. Because when you're applying, some of the things that you need is you need an academic CV, you need a statement of purpose that is compelling and convincing. You need your transcript, you need recommendation letters, and yeah, those are most the most important things that you need. So once you've reviewed current literature, that would inform what goes into your statement of purpose. That will inform what professors or what schools to apply to, and that would that will guide your application. So next, I'll be talking about how to build a compelling profile. So, like I mentioned initially, that these programs that you are hoping to apply to in the US are very competitive because people from various parts of the world are applying. So, what are the ways that you can improve your um, profile? So, the first thing is to have a good academic record, whether a first class or second class offer. So, if you are still in school and you can work on that, that's a good way to improve your profile. If you're not in school and maybe you don't have that strong academic record, there are other things that you can do to still make yourself competitive. So one of those things is to get research experience. If you're going into STEM, for instance, you need to have strong research experience, So how can you acquire that? One way to acquire that is maybe, for instance, volunteer for a research lab. If you're in school, you can volunteer to join an undergraduate research lab, or if you are doing the postgraduate, for instance, you can join a lab, do more research with them, learn some skills, learn some techniques, and that will qualify you for research experience. Another thing that could count in some way for research experience is if you can collaborate with people to write maybe review papers or research papers. You can, reach out to people that are in the same field as you, maybe co-undergraduate students or co-postgraduate students. You can collaborate together to write some research paper. You can collaborate to write some review paper as well. So, for instance, maybe somebody has done a research and maybe they're not so good with data analysis. You can reach out to them and say, okay, let me help you with analyzing your data, and then in exchange would submit this paper for publication, and then we'll be co-authors. So that would be one of your contributions to somebody's research, and that will count as your research experience. You could also, like I mentioned, review papers are also good. You can write review papers, just review the current literature, put it into publication, and that will count, as a research experience as well for you. You can also present at conferences, attend conferences, present at conferences. Um, so those also count as research experience as well. So just gaining research experience generally, but I'm speaking, largely for those in the sciences, those also in the arts as well. You can these days, data analysis also counts. Even people in the social sciences, you analyze data as well. So getting those skills, getting those experiences would really boost your chances of securing graduate positions. Then I would also say teaching experience as well. If, for instance, maybe while in undergrad, you taught maybe your colleagues, you taught junior colleagues, or you taught people preparing for JAM, let's say people preparing for WIEC and all those kind of things. So teaching experiences generally also counts because some programs, like I mentioned, have teaching requirements. So showing that you already have these teaching requirements would really help your application process. So teaching experience is good. Research experience is very important. Then if you show that you've attended conferences before, or you've won awards before, those also counts to boost your profile. So your your undergraduate research you presented, I'm sure most of us in Nigeria we presented undergraduate research, so that counts as some kind of presentation skills as well. So that you presented your undergraduate research, that you presented your seminar, or other kinds of presentation, whether you've attended conferences. So those count as presentation skills. If you've won awards before, maybe in your department or in your faculty, or other kinds of academic awards, professional awards as well, they count to help to boost your profile. If you joined professional bodies, maybe Nigerian Society of Microbiology and other kinds of professional bodies, they also help to boost your profile. They show that you are thinking about your career, you're thinking about your academic prospect or professional development, and because of that, you are joining groups that align uh, with such prospects. So that counts to for to boost your profile as well. So those are just some of the things that I think counts to boost your profile and make you very competitive. Then leadership and volunteer experiences. So if you've led in different capacities, maybe you led your lab group while you were in undergrad, you had 10, 15 people or 20 people, and then you were the leader of that lab group. That counts as leadership experience and other kinds of leadership experience as well. They count then volunteer experience, maybe during your NYSC, maybe you volunteered for an NGO or during your undergrad or during your master's program. So those kind of experiences count as leadership and volunteer because here in the US they are big on community service. So if you are whatsoever you're doing should be impacting your community positively. so that you can demonstrate that you are already impacting your community significantly. That would help to position you ahead of others in your application. And that can even, tell a good story in your statement of purpose. It can tell a good story for those who are writing recommendation letter for you. Once they are able to show that you are self-driven, you are motivated, and you are passionate about helping others, that can, boost your profile. That can, set you ahead of the pack. And another thing I would say is if you have a higher degree, maybe for instance, you're going for a PhD and you have a bachelor's degree and then you have a master's degree, that's kind of count for a stronger profile. That boosts your profile, that makes you more competitive, that makes you to be to show that you've done some research because in undergraduate studies it's more of okay the lecturer feeding you with information and then you just write the exam and pass it. But when you get to graduate school level, masters, it's you going for information, it's you getting those information yourself, generating those information yourself, and being independent to a large extent. So that shows to the intending supervisor or that shows to the graduate school that you are becoming an independent researcher because you've already acquired a master's degree and then you're able to troubleshoot some things yourself, find solutions to some questions yourself. So I'm not this is not to discourage those who are applying directly from bachelor's because the US accepts directly from bachelor's to PhD. But I'm just saying that if you have a master's degree, that's also, boosts your chance of getting uh, PhD opportunities here in the US. But if you have a bachelor's and you have a strong profile, you can shoot for a PhD directly, and then you get in, and that would help your application process. So, but I'm just saying that if you have a master's degree, that also counts to boost your profile in terms of application. So those are some of the ways to boost your profile. Then other things you can do is to 1 minute please. I need to plug my computer. Okay, sorry about that. So another thing that you can do in terms of setting yourself ahead of the pack is to write standardized tests. I'm sure many of us have heard of GRE, TOEFL, IELTS, and all of that. So it's an additional way of boosting your profile. It's not compulsory these days, but it's good if maybe, for instance, you have a tutu or maybe for instance you maybe have an HND and then you want to increase your chances of getting admitted, you could write GRE, you could write TOEFL or IELTS. So GRE stands for Graduate Record Exam. So it's a standardized test all over the world. People write GRE from China, different places they write GRE just to get into programs in the US, particularly the STEM, engineering most especially, and STEM in general. Then for the equivalent for those in social sciences, I think is the GMAT, although some of them could write GRE as well and it counts. But I'm just saying GRE slash GMAT. So are the standardized tests just to show that you have a strong high Q. So because what the GRE test is your high Q level, English, verbal reasoning, quantitative reasoning, writing. So those are what GRE tests, your thinking ability generally. And then we have the standardized English tests, which are the TOEFL and the IELTS. So you could take either of the two counts. TOEFL, I think, is more American, and then the IELTS is more British, but either of the two would count for you to get into schools in the US. So TOEFL is on a scale of 120. So you have the reading, the writing, the speaking, and the listening. So these are the four communication skills that are being tested in TOEFL. So once you take the test and then you pass very well, then that will boost your profile to get into programs in the US. Maybe I don't know if in in during the time of question and answer, maybe I might give more information about TOEFL because I wrote the TOEFL. So in case you need information, I might provide more information in that regard when the time comes. So I think those are generally the ways that you can prepare yourself for uh, graduate school application. And this is the right time to start because most schools begin their application cycle around August, September. That's when the school resume. And so at that time, most PI, principal investigators or supervisors, that's when they start thinking about the next academic session and planning in terms of the number of students they want to take, the funding opportunities they have or they want to apply to, and that's when they prepare to prepare whether they are admitting, whether they are accepting students or not. So that's the best time to start preparing and reaching out to professors and sending code emails. So with all this information, you will surely be very competitive once you have a strong academic background, strong research experience, strong teaching experience, leadership or volunteer experience, and then you have one or two of the standardized tests. Those will surely, make you competitive and make you stand a chance competing with people from China, people from India and Brazil and other parts of the world. So I think at this point I would stop briefly so that other speakers would also speak and then maybe if you have any questions, we'll take that after that. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Olabi. We are very grateful for that session. What an apt session, yeah. A session that has opened us up to various information that we'll be needing, especially now that fall application session has actually begun. Yeah, fall application session has actually begun. We're already in August, and Mr. Olabi has actually spoke more extensively on um, okay. For example, what I wrote here said most importantly, always check if there is funding for the program that you are applying to. You should always check if there is funding for the program that you are applying to. So beyond the admission, it means most importantly, funding is what we need. Yeah. A lot of people will get admissions and there will be no funding, and then they end up not being able to fund themselves into programs, especially when we are considering US. Then another one here, he said, okay, how to build a compelling, yeah, you should build your GPA. Yeah, that's the first thing first, build your GPA for those who are in school currently, and for those who already have gone past the session, you should also co-author papers and publications, then attend conferences and present papers there, also build your teaching experience. Mr. Osman, are you here with us, please? Okay. Yeah, Mr. Osman, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. I'm sure you followed all the Mr. Olabi's sessions. Please, would there be
Yeah,
anything you
for
want to add anything before your own session?
um that's a very fantastic section, I must tell. And yeah, he has said it all. Seriously, he has put a lot of effort in giving us those good information. Um maybe additionally, it's a very good it's a privilege for us that we are still in school right now to put more effort. in improving our credentials, our documents, our files, and everything to improve our like um because it's like we want to you want to sell yourself. How can you be improved? So since we are still like in school right now, we can still upgrade ourselves, like make sure you know what is going on. And as we are right now, maybe you are a core member or you are in your 400 level or 500 level, make sure you are looking forward to the school that you are going to apply to so that you know what they require. You know whether they have funding or not. It's not like at the 11th hour that you will don't let us be like at the 11th hour that we now be like rushing ourselves like, oh, what are the requirements of the school? Of course, they have it on their profile, but being a first timer in navigating like another school website, you might find it difficult to know their requirements and everything. You might even do a lot of work by sending emails to request, yeah, is there funding? Is there this? Is there that? Meanwhile, they have it on their website. But being a first timer, you should start early checking what are the requirements for those schools. Do you even have a school that wants you? Yeah, you should know right now. Like, do you even need to change your program? You should know right now. Do you even need to add some stuff to your program that you're doing right now so that it will make you like it will make you like very highly competitive like during your application. You should know by now. Like, and according to him, like the additional to what he said, like I want us to realize that um almost all of us in America now on a fully funded program or working in a very prestigious institution. Most of us are not like from a very wealthy home. We should not have it at the back of our mind that my dad is not Dangote, my father is not this, my mom is just this. Like, I don't think I can apply for those scholarship or something. Go online, check it. You will see that it's even meant for people like us. Like Yoruba will say "Atapata dide." You understand? So we should go online and see that, oh, this thing is even for us. You understand? So let's try and improve our profile. If you are still in school now, if you are no more in school, nothing spoil. We can still look for a way of improving our profile. You understand? Like writing all those GRE, TOEFL, all those standardized exam. So to improve our profile. And it's not that the professor that you've left long time ago, you now just send them message or email that, hey, professor, I need you to write me a recommendation. He might even ask you, who are you? Where are you from? Like, we should try and be making like connection gradually towards the time we are going to begin our application. Try to be like moving closer to them. Hey, professor, I am Paul. Hey, professor, I'm Yemi. I'm from the 2018 set. Oh, I remember you. From then, they will have you in mind, like, okay, I know this guy, I know this guy. So next time, if you call them that you need their assistance, the question of who are you, since when, that one will not be part of the question again. It will just be the way they are going to help you. Like the conversation will be based on how they are going to help you writing a recommendation. So yeah. And we are going to talk about those recommendation letter and everything maybe during my session. Thank you. Our moderator. Okay.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, Mr. Paul, for the amazing presentation. And I think our moderator has some network issue, so that is why. So, bro, Mr. Utman, thank you for the addition, the addendum. It's very informative. It's very true because one thing that he said is that don't ever say that you are not rich. Like, oh, I don't have money to pay for or to do things. I don't have money for scholarship to come to the US. It looks big. It looks like ambitious plan, but it's not so ambitious. It's possible. There's a possibility. Once you have it in mind that I want to maybe possibly you are in the US already, but you are not having full funding. You want to switch into a program that has full funding. Everything is possible. Even the Bible says that. So remember that everything is possible. And as Mr. Paul has said, build your profile before you start thinking about sending application because people just say, send me a link. When I say there's a scholarship for 200,000, $20,000, people ask you that, send me the link, let me apply. No, it's not like that. So the first thing is what Mr. Paul has said, build your profile first. Who are you? What can you do better? What can you do to make yourself more like marketable? You get, it's not like talking to everybody about your ambitions. No, that will not get you anywhere. It's about you building your profile silently, quietly, and being more depth, in depth, having depth, like having like deep roots in your program. Let somebody see your CV and say, yeah, this guy is great. This lady is great. So that is a time that you need to this is a time that you need to build yourself. And let me tell you something, the energy you use to build your profile now is the same energy you will use to be successful when you eventually come in. That is the same energy you use to be successful when you come in eventually. Because if you have the drive at the beginning to build a profile, to write papers, to do things, to write exams, to talk to professors, to interact, that energy will take you through the process, even through your graduate studies. But if you are lackadaisical, sorry for using that word, if you are not so careful about your profile, you just want to apply and get scholarship, you want to jackpot. And so that is a mindset, just to jackpot. And when you jackpot here, you will not be able to jar into the academic success.
That's not.
So you need to be able to build your like tenacity, your grit. If you take time to read for GRE, that your ability to be focused and be intentional is the same intentionality that is needed for you to be successful when you eventually come here. So don't see it as something, oh, it's work, see it as a lifestyle. I remember when I was in Nigeria, I know there's no electricity in Nigeria like that. So sorry for saying that. So I I discovered that if I go home after work, I was working in laboratory. I discovered if I go home after work, there's no light at home. I would just be strolling on on my phone until it died, and I will sleep off. The next morning I'll go to work 9 to 5, and because of that, I won't have the chance to do things. Do things means that build my profile, apply for conferences, publish papers, writing articles. I won't have time for that. So because of that, I started sleeping in the lab for like 2 years. So I am not saying you should be sleeping at your workplace. I'm just giving my personal example, like when I was in Nigeria. So build your profile is very important, and it's not too late to build a profile. Don't say, I've graduated for like 10 years ago, 5 years ago. No, take it up, start again. And last thing before Mr. Shea comes in is that this look so like um paradoxical is that people that doesn't have so much responsibility in Nigeria, they're the one that mostly get into such into this kind of full funding. Why? Because they have time to work on these things. They have time. Like maybe you just graduated, you're in NYC. No, NYC is not like so serious like that. You just have time to do a lot of things. And those are the people that are quickly getting. But once you already got responsibility, 9 to 5 job, after your job, you are doing tutorial here. Yeah, after tutorial here, you are going to this one. You don't have time for any of these things. It may be difficult because you need to set aside time, a very huge time to actually work on these things. So all this I'm going to share with you now. Remember that time is money. It's very important. So as myself comes up next time to give you next session, and Mr. Tsuma will also come in. You are going to see that it takes time. It takes time, trust me. So don't just say, tell your brother that is in the US or tell your brother that is having a good fun. Brother, send me link now. It's not about link. It's a journey. It's a journey. So just let me just stop there. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Kadi.
Yeah, I think network is freezing. So please drop your questions in the chat box. If you have questions, I know you have questions based on the profile building.
Yes, and there are some questions in the chat already. Do we take them now or we
Yeah, let's take
wait?
them now.
Okay.
Let's take them now.
Okay, so one question is which section of the CV can all these certificates? So okay, I think this person is reacting to the question, the comments I made on the chat. Okay, so I said I forgot to mention taking online courses from Coursera, Featured, Udemy, and all of that. And those can help to boost profile. And I think somebody asked which. Then I think somebody asked that Akaso asked that which section of the CV can all these certificates be added. So I would say it depends on the way you structure your CV. So, for instance, the way I structure mine is okay. I have the other sections, my educational background, work experience, research, teaching experience, and all of that. Then I have professional affiliations. Then I have a section I titled short courses or online courses, depending on the way you title it. So I have a section called short courses. So that's where I listed all the courses I mentioned. So that's where you list all those courses. So it depends on the way you structure it. So some people may classify them with education, which I would not so agree with because they are not like a formal, like you get formal education and you go to school, but it's part of the education as well. But to me, I would more classify them to either short courses, online courses, or certification. It depends on the way you title the section, it depends on the way you want it to be presented. So I think that's what I would say about that. I wouldn't know if other speakers would want to say one or two things about that. And if not, I'll probably go to the next question. So another person asked that I think Boluwaji is asking that at what stage of application should one apply for West evaluation? Kindly give us more enlightenment on West evaluation. So I think I will probably just touch a little bit on it now, but I think there's other speakers would also talk about it later. So I think for West evaluation, um, yeah, some schools require you to have West evaluation. Some would want you to submit it even right from when you submitted your application directly. But some other schools would allow you to submit what is called a student copy of your transcript for a start. And then when you get admission, officially, then they will ask you to send your West evaluated transcript. So it depends on the schools. So different schools have different requirements. So, but for me, what I did or what I encourage more people to do is you should be very strategic in your choice of schools. If you know you don't have much money to write West evaluation, which most people would fall into that category, what you can do is you can be very strategic in your choice of schools. You can choose schools that would not require you to submit West evaluation or schools that would allow you to submit West evaluation after you've been given admission. So I think that's a way safer way in applying for schools because if you go through the trouble of getting West evaluation and submitting to the school, that does not guarantee yet that you're going to be given admission in that school and given funding. So that means you just spent a whole lot of money. Well, you could have used those same evaluated transcript for other schools, but I'm just saying that a better way is for you to apply to schools that would not require that, or schools that will require that after they've given you admission. That way, you would save yourself the stress and then the money of just going into West and then not being guaranteed of admission. I think maybe along the course of the webinar, other speakers will speak about it as well. So thank you. You can drop other questions, and if you want to speak, like Mr. Kadisi, you can also raise your hand to ask a question.
Yeah, let me add some comments on the West actually. So West cost is $182 for cost by cost evaluation. And no one is good, is a gold standard, but there are other evaluation organization that you can use without West. You can use EC, you can use NASES, like different. I think there's another one called Splatan or something like that. So you can just check online, Google, and ask for alternative to West, and those ones are more cheaper than West. But the only thing there is that your university must be able to accept them. So you may ask university first that, do they accept this instead of West? Because West is expensive. Don't tell them you don't have money for West. So don't tell them their money is expensive. Just tell them that would they, just ask them that if they will accept West, this alternative apart from West. Another thing is that for the part of the profile building is TOEFL, right? Mr. Paul mentioned TOEFL, GRE. There's other alternative to TOEFL. TOEFL's alternative is Duolingo. You can also ask the university if they accept Duolingo. And Duolingo is more cheaper, like $50. But TOEFL is around $192. When you're talking about $192 in Nigeria, it's like almost 300,000 naira. So it's a lot of money to put into such a thing. But it's important because most all of us wrote this TOEFL. So I won't discourage you from writing it. So write TOEFL, but if you think you don't have money or you don't have a sponsor or someone that can help you, you can do the alternative. But make sure you ask the university first if they accept the alternative or not, so that you're not going to waste your efforts. And of course, there are universities that accept Duolingo, that accept other evaluation. And Mr. Paul also said that you don't need to start the words at the beginning. You use your unofficial transcript to start the application. So you first need to request your unofficial transcript from your university before you start applying. So make sure you have that copy at hand. So I would love you to have a question. We can meet yourself and talk. I would like you to talk and ask the question. So let me give like 1 minute for that, for you to raise up your hand and ask question. Okay, somebody has a question, right? Okay, Mr. Paul.
Yeah, I think somebody here is asking if they can combine their sorry, I'm trying to read through it. She said, hello, can I combine my HND certificate and B English top-up certificate for PhD or maybe Masters in English?
No, I think that's BNG, like the engineering. Like,
Is that okay? Is that in English or engineering?
I think it's engineering.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's possible. I think it's possible because I mean I've heard of people who got straight PhD admission with HND. So you having HND and then your BNG, the engineering degree, it's a plus as well. So I think it's possible. You just need to yeah, I think it's possible since you already have a B engine, okay, it's a B engine top up certificate. So I believe that's like okay, you have a H engine and then you have a B engine degree. If that's the case, then I think you're good. I've heard of people who have HND, then who have B engine, and then they get into PhD program. So it's just like you're applying directly to PhD straight from your bachelor's. So that's the way it is. Since you mentioned B engine, so I think it's possible. You can do that.
Yeah, so let me add to that. It's not like you can actually. It's you must put it because it's your educational background. So you cannot, because they will ask you questions.
Yeah, you need to put all your background.
So they will ask you question. There will be a gap here if you don't put your HND. They say, what are you doing during this period? And you just jump into BNG. Maybe the BNG now is like 4 years instead of 5 years. They will ask you, why is it not 5 years? Then you begin to remember that, oh, let me go and tell them that I have HND. No, you have to put everything. But the only thing now you have to know is that every academic profile you put on your application, you must be ready to do the official transcript of each of them. So your HND, you should start running the race of getting your transcript from your polytechnic, because in Nigeria it may be difficult. So start now to send your transcript to WES or to other evaluation system, and then send your BNG to it. So the WES is going to combine it as one. They're going to make it like one academic. So they're going to send it as a one document to the school. So you should be able to do that. And let me also add to that you can get these opportunities, come to the US to study for master's or PhD only if you have HND alone. You don't need to have a bachelor degree before you do it. I have a mentee that's a mentor that is currently doing his master's and fully funded. He has HND. So what you just have to do is to evaluate your HND, and West evaluation will convert that to bachelor degree for you directly. So you don't need to go and do any extra courses or anything like that to get to apply. So you can just use your HND directly. And in fact, don't forget that when you apply, when you put your HND and your bachelor degree, BEng, you should also put your OND, right? So everything should fight together. Why? Because it's going to be to your benefit, because they will see the courses you have taken all these years, and those courses can be used to predict the course you will take during your master's or PhD. So if, for instance, you have taken calculus in your OND and your HND, you didn't take calculus again. Your BN, you don't take calculus again. I know it's not possible, but you have to take calculus. But let's say, for instance, so if you come to the US for master's or PhD, they will assume you have not taken calculus because you did not report to OND. So you are going to take the calculus all over again. So make sure you put all your academic profile. The only thing you don't put is your WAEC. WAEC and ECO, those ones is not important. And NYSC certificate, those things are not important. You get so, so
Yeah, but anything post-secondary,
yeah.
post-high school.
Sorry for saying NYSC certificates. It's actually not important. It's not important. You can call it community service, put it under your community service in your CV. Yeah. Let me stop there.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. Thank you very much. So before I actually call on to Mr. Utsman for him to take his own session, I just want to quickly ask this question from Mr. Paul. Now, because you spoke about funding and session to check for funding and opportunity, I want to ask, now when you reach out to a professor, is it actually okay for you to ask if there are funding opportunity, say, like a potential supervisor, and then you reach out to them. You want to know from the first conversation you are having, you're asking them if it is possible, if there's a funding opportunity. Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so I would say it depends. So um, generally, I would not really advise to put funding upfront. So I think what should be most evident from your first reaching out should be your interest, your passion for that research, and your background, your antecedents. Those are the things to put to the forefront. Then in the course of that first code email or whatever, just you can put in that you would like to have maybe a one-on-one session or would like a feedback from the supervisor. It's from there when they respond to you or when they schedule a meeting or what have you. That's when you can then ask the question of funding or and so on and so forth. Because somebody reaching out to you and responding in a positive light, it's more like a green light to that it's either they have funding or that they are preparing to apply for funding. So if somebody reach out to you and then it says, oh, okay, I would like us to meet a one-on-one Zoom meeting or whatever, that shows either the person has the funding or the person is preparing to submit a grant for funding. So that's more like a signal to you that okay, the funding aspect will not be much of a challenge. And then but if you're putting the funding first, that would be like a red flag to the person. This person is just after okay, it's just after maybe greener pasture or what have you. But if you are putting on the research, putting on your antecedents, what you've done before, on the forefront, then once the person gives you feedback, then you pursue other questions, because when you send a code email and then the person responds, say, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not be taking the student at this time because of funding issue. That's already knocked out the aspect of the funding, because the person does not have a funding, so the person is not taking the student. But if the person is willing to take student and the person say, okay, let's meet on this Zoom meeting, or let's discuss it, or send me your document or what have you, or apply to the school, that's either the person has the funding or the person is prepared to apply for the funding, or the department has the funding. And because of that, because the department has the funding, you will be working for the department as a teaching assistant and not directly for the PI, because the PI might take you as a supervisor working in their research area, but where your funding actually comes in could be from the department, because maybe you're a teaching assistant for the department. So even though the person does not have funding to pay your stipend, they are covering your research, but the department is covering your stipend. I don't know if that answered the question. So I think the research interest, the your background and how it aligns to the PI should be what should be at the forefront of your first contact with the PI. The funding is secondary.
All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Um, thank you very much, sir. There's another question here that we should quickly look out for. Let's just try if we can answer this before Mr. DME comes in. Yeah, trying to open the chat now. Somebody is asking. Sorry. Okay, he said, I have graduated for the past 10 years as a microbiologist with 4.057 CGP. Currently working as a hematologist in a medical lab and a teacher of biology. What do I need to do to get a fully funded PhD? Okay, yeah, that's actually what we are discussing. We are still in the process of discussing that. So I'm sure even if this session will not, even if you had joined later, I'm sure that subsequent session will still be important for you to know. Yeah. Somebody is saying, I saw a question that said, um, I saw somebody asking, he working in trying to, okay, he said, please, I graduated with 2-1 10 years ago. I'm currently working with Nigerian Immigration Service as a senior officer. This question is from Mr. Kenneth. He said, please, what step can I take to stand a better chance to get admission and funding as, as a master's student? Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'll just take the two questions kind of together.
All right.
So I think
All right.
for the first person talking about, I think I saw the question here as well, talking about graduating 10 years ago and then having that CGPA and all. So one thing I would say, okay, yeah, the CGPA aspect is by the side, that one is done already, but the person has a large years of experience in that field, because I think the person studied microbiology and then they're working in a medical lab right now, so which is good for the profile in terms of the years of experience. So and then I think they said they are teaching biology as well. So they have research experience, the work experience in a way we can for research experience. Then they have teaching experience as well. So they have both research experience and teaching experience. They have a good CGPA, so I would say the person should go for it. The person should go for it with this profile. So they need to just tighten up other aspects of the application, strong statement of purpose, strong recommendation letter, and applying to schools that just maybe as we would talk about as other speakers will talk about later, applying to a wide variety of schools that are top, schools that are mid, schools that are low. So within this rank of schools, they should definitely a school that would admit them with funding, because I think the years of experience and the teaching experience should count for something. So and then for the other question regarding the immigration, person working with immigration and graduated 10 years ago with a 2-1. So I think that person, it depends on what they studied and what they want to study. So it depends on what they studied for their bachelor's and depends on what they want to study. That's when we'll know if their 10 years of experience working in immigration counts or not. if maybe for instance they want to study international relations or public relations or law or anything related to what they are currently doing, then their 10 years of experience would count for their application towards the master's program that they want to study. Then, if not, maybe if let's say, for instance, maybe they studied biology and then they are working, they've worked 10 years in immigration, then it might not really the immigration experience may not directly count for the 10 years. I mean, not directly count for the program they're applying for, but would, I mean, just count for the fact that they worked and they've developed some soft skills. So I think for that, they might just highlight some of the soft skills that they've developed in their immigration service, whatever, maybe like negotiation skills, critical thinking, and all of that. So that's what I would say for. But if it is something very related to what they are currently doing, that they studied or that they want to study, they should just be able to connect the line and tell a good story of where they are coming from, where they are, where they are going to. So thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much for that session. So Gloria is asking if we will get the recording of this session. Very well, we will get it. It will be posted on the PSA YouTube channel. Yeah, we can always get the session, the recording from this session. Mr. Ndowi, yeah, Mr. Ndowi is raising up the hand. I don't know if you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Yeah. Hello. I think we lost him, or that somebody was raising up their hand to ask a question. But we can actually post them. We can post our questions. Yeah, we can post our questions, and then it will duly be attended to. My name is, somebody is saying my name is Awolesi Razak. You say, please, I want to know if I can apply for a fully funded scholarship for a master's. I have 18 years experience in telecommunication and computer installation as engineer and project director, but I am in 400 level. What is your advice? So what is your advice?
Okay, so you have 18 years of experience in telecommunication and computer installation. Yeah, so just highlight. I think you can apply for a master's or a PhD depending on what you want. But I think what you need to do is just highlight some of the skills that you've developed in those 18 years of working and just tell a convincing story about your background and why you want to pursue that program. So I think that would help your um help your application. Then I think you should get either at least one recommendation letter from maybe your boss at your place of work. Usually, when you're applying for programs, you will need maybe 2 to 3 recommendation letters, mostly 3. So, depending if you're a fresh graduate or you're currently in the undergraduate program or a master's program, you should get at least 2 academic and 1 professional recommendations for your application. But if you're somebody that has graduated maybe for like 10 years, 15 years ago, some schools would allow you to get 2 professional recommendations and at least 1 academic recommendation. What I mean by academic is somebody who taught you maybe in your undergraduate or your master's program. Those count for your academic recommendations. Then for your professional recommendations, either your boss, your place of work, or maybe somebody who supervised you, whether in maybe doing NYC or doing other volunteer activities. So those will count for professional recommendations. So yeah.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
So let me just give a
Hikmat Sani is asking.
okay.
Okay, Mr. Kari wants to say.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Hikmat Sani is asking. He said, yeah, thank you for the session. I want to ask for a question he said, like me, who is going for a course not relating to STEM, do you suggest I mail the graduate coordinator or should message the faculty member for funding related question? I am actually going for masters in public administration, and most times those courses don't really have research activities.
Yeah, let me first give a summary of the summarized answer to the questions that were asked before. Mr. Paul have made a great contribution to this
Do you see a
question.
network challenge?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. So the question of someone have a 7 years experience or 10 years experience as a microbiology, as a medical lab scientist with a CGPA of 4 point something, or the other person that is working at immigration. So I want to know that everything that you are doing, like all your professional experiences, they are very vital to this journey. And because the school will see you as more mature, someone as a, like, you know what you want and something like that. Um, but the challenge mostly for people like that have left school for a long time is getting recommendation letters from their professors, because the professor may possibly not know you again. Imagine a professor that is teaching 200 students every year, and now you want him to remember you, only you. So it's very difficult for them to remember you. So that is why upkeep with your professors is important, so that they can write recommendation letter for you. Of course, you can write recommendation letter from your current place of work, and that can also surface, but it's good to have one academic recommenders. Another thing is that when you are applying for that with that long year of work experience, make sure what you're applying to is related to your job descriptions. It's related to your job responsibility. It's not like you are working as a police officer and you're applying to microbiology, or you're applying, you are a teacher, you are an English teacher, you're applying as
Yeah,
mathematics, as PhD
Mm.
mathematics. Like there's no correlation between the two. So you must be able to
no
tell your
problem.
story. It must like the fluidity must be there in your story. What your work experience must be related to what you are trying to apply for, because that is when it will matter. If you are working in different area, it may not really matter about, it may not really have advantage for you. You get.
Mm,
And yeah, try to not waste time. Don't say I want to go and gather a lot of work experience before you come. But of course, work experience in Nigeria before you come also has some future advantage, because once you are done with your program in the US, maybe you are done with a master's or PhD. If you are done, that work experience you have in Nigeria is not in waste. You are going to use to get better job in the US, because the America will see it as work experience irrespective of where you get it from. So it's still an advantage after you finish your program. Yeah. So we are going to treat all the questions one after the other, because I already want us to treat all the questions, please, because we have 2 more sessions to go. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so I was smiling when you were talking, when you were mentioning your last statement, because I know you were speaking from experience. Yeah, so work experience is very important. Yeah, so I 100% agree with that.
wow. All right, sir. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. But I'm tempted to take this question before Mr. Kayode comes in finally. Yeah. Somebody is asking what can I do with NCE certificate. Yeah. One is asking what they can do with NCE certificate. Should they go ahead with them? Let's say applying for a postgraduate school in US, or what would you advise, sir? Yeah.
Yeah, NC certificate is is not a bachelor degree. It's less than bachelor degree, and is only educational for you to be able to teach a particular subject. So that is what it's meant for. So because of that, I will advise the person first go for like bachelor degree, and
Mm,
just take your time. Take your time. Unless if the NC is a long time ago, maybe like 5, 10 years ago, you've taken the NC. So go back to school in Nigeria after 10 years is very difficult because of social implications. Why are you going back to school? That kind of thing. But I don't think you should be directed by social norms. If you need to work towards yourself, improving yourself, you can go back to school and go back to BSc, so that you can have a basic requirement for all these applications. You get, but
all right.
if you have NC, you can do other things. You can there's a lot of routes to come to the US, right? It's not only to come and
Right.
study. You can come as a teacher. If God so favor you, you can come as a teacher. You can do some certifications that can make you to be standing out to come and teach If, for instance, your NC is in a particular field that is not so common, maybe NC that is really needed in the US, you can do some certification that will make it to be marketable to come to the US as a teacher. But that you have to do a lot of work for that. So why not going for bachelor degree? But don't forget that if you going back to bachelor degree you think it will require you to go to physical university in Nigeria and sit down as a student and forget about your work. I know you are working, possibly you are working. You can do now like National Open University. While you are
Yeah,
working, you are doing you are doing
yeah,
bachelor.
yeah.
So from that, you can convert your NC into bachelor degree, and then you can move forward from there. And now it's very like easy. You just apply and start as a now and finish some years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
Okay, I think that was reasonable.
Because,
Sorry, I did not pronounce the name very
in fact, I never knew it was even possible. There are universities. This was not something I knew, and it was possible before now. Yeah. So, thank you very much, Mr. Paul Owolabi. Thank you so much for your session. Everyone has been saying thank you, thank you, thank you, because it has been insightful, and sure, everyone has gained from that session. Thank you
well.
so
Yeah,
much,
sorry,
sir.
I think someone is raising up their hand that way.
Oh,
I think that one has raised up by default since
Okay, okay, sorry.
we asked us
Please, I
first.
have a question. No, I dropped it. I don't know. Maybe it's an oversight. Nobody touched it. I'm sorry. Good afternoon, everyone.
oh,
Good afternoon. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's
My name is Desmond Wemimo.
okay.
Akinboye. Mr. Kayode can remember me. I can see some of my seniors there too. It's so nice to connect with you guys. Okay, please. I was asking, can one is it possible to apply for fall 2026 in a school even when admission for spring is still on?
Yes, absolutely yes.
Okay. So it's possible to choose fall even when admission for spring is still on.
Yes. The answer is
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the answer
um,
answer is yes, but you should talk to the graduate coordinator of that school because it's the same person that will review your application for both spring and fall. So you just have to talk to them like, I want to apply also for fall so that I really want to come to your school. I'm determined, and they're going to see that determination and say, "Oh, this guy is serious." You get that point?
Okay.
Okay, so I think maybe I should understand the question now. So does that mean that the person has applied for spring and also wants to apply for fall?
Yes.
Mm,
Is that the
No,
question?
no. I initially wanted to apply for spring, but I was advised that it's too close. Like their result may be around January or so. So I was now advised to pick spring in sorry to pick fall instead. That would be around August.
Yeah.
That one is still for that. I will still have time if I need to run around for maybe visa and those things. I will still have the time to run around.
Okay.
But
So yes,
admission for spring is still currently on.
yeah, got you. Mm.
Okay,
So yeah,
so
sorry, go on.
so I can apply for fall even when spring admission is still on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my initial thought when you asked the question. So that's why I needed to get the follow-up question to be sure that that's what you're trying to find out. So yeah, of course, when you are applying, you would be asked to choose which entry you want, whether fall or spring. So you're the one that would choose which one you want to be considered for admission. So yeah, I think it was a good advice for you to choose fall rather than spring because yeah, like you said, spring is closer now, and then fall will allow you more time to prepare. That does not discourage whoever wants to apply for spring. And I think also one thing to consider is that most people take students during fall as compared to spring because spring is like okay, is spring is like within this session, fall is like the start of the session, so spring is like within the session. So is people that maybe did not pick students during fall that they feel I need student, that's when they just consider spring and pick some student. But most people would rather prefer to pick students during fall. So I think most times you target fall, but if not, spring is an option. So I think fall will be like your best bet, but spring is like an option. That's just the way I'll put it. Not absolute answer there, but then just like
Yeah. So
um
sorry, I missed misunderstood the question at the beginning. I thought you've applied for spring, then you want to apply for fall. So yeah, what Mr. Paul said is very correct.
Okay, thank
The
you.
the best advice is to apply for fall because of the timing. If you after you have gone through this seminar or this webinar, you will know that you cannot just stand up and and, and submit like that. I'm telling you facts, if you ask some of our stories, like we've started applying since 2019, then
Mm,
2018, then we got it to 2021, like 3 years. So people will start applying, different stories, that it's not just something you jump out and just, yeah, need time. Yeah.
yeah. Some people get it once too though, but
People-
then
So we get
yeah,
it once too, and that's very rare. Well, that is favor.
yeah.
mm, true,
I have a
true,
friend
true.
that got it
Please, I
once.
also want to ask, can there be someone among you that can help us review our CV and SOP, please?
We have a WhatsApp group. We have a WhatsApp page. So whatever requests you have, you can put it there. I'm sure people are willing. Of course, people are busy, but then people will be
Yes,
willing
there
to
is
sort
someone
it.
that has been helping me to review my mind, and Mr. Jemilu. In fact, I don't know if he's on this call. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate him so much. Despite his busy schedule, he's been there for me, Mr. Jemilu. He may not talk, he may be in this call, but he's doing fantastic work. I connected with him from that group page, and he's been
All
putting
right.
me through a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
the group is meant to raise mentors from mentees. So people that were in Nigeria before, they are now helping others, and that is what the
Yeah,
group. So we are meant to help each other from the group. So reach out to anybody in the group and any of the admin or anybody, and they can help you out. But don't post your SOP on the group because
that's true, sir.
people can
That's
go
true.
and
A
plagiarize.
lot of people will just go and copy the thing and sorry, it's a go game for you.
Yeah, don't post your
Yeah,
CV. Don't post your CV on the group too. So something like that.
no, 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 no. Yeah, all
Yeah.
right. Thank you so much for that session.
Okay,
The
someone is
questions
already
can
asking
still
me to do that. I
coming
don't know
in.
if, sorry, I think Mr. Kennedy said he wanted us to like touch all the questions. So that's why I'm kind of pointing to people who are raising up their hands. So sorry to
Okay,
cut you
okay.
off. But if they want to ask their question, I think they can go ahead. But if not, Mr. Kennedy can go
Um,
ahead.
yeah, somebody, Aro Michael said, I just graduated with a first class in electrical electronics engineering. Congratulations for that. The little experience was the one obtained during internship, but would like to do a master's program in USA. How do I go about and what are the essentials I need? I think this question, you will have to add all the information that have been flying since the time that this session have started. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I would
Or
just
is there
advise the
anything
person
you'd like to?
quickly, I would just advise the person to go. I mean, rather than go for a master's, I would say go for a PhD. Because number one, you have a
Uh,
postgraduate degree, which is a good one. You said it's a little experience, but it's still something. Your internship experience, once you can highlight some of the achievements you had during those internship period, it's also a good thing. If you can get strong recommendation letters from your professors as well in Nigeria, it will also go a long way to help you. So I would advise, because of the fact that I mentioned that PhD are more funded than masters, and also more opportunities with PhD than masters, so particularly because you have an engineering background. I would say go for a PhD. Maybe just to top it up, maybe to take a GRE or TOEFL or whatever. But I would say go for a PhD. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we should
all
go
right.
through this section because of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, please, the questions can still be coming in. We'll definitely take them. Yeah, and like we said, the recording will be posted on the PSA YouTube channel. For those that are coming in late. Yeah, I just saw somebody said he came in late. No problem. You will actually get the recordings from the YouTube channel. Mr. Paul Olabi, thank you so much for this session. Such a blessing to everyone here. Yeah, we have about 42 participants here already, and I'm sure everyone have been exposed to such a great information. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. So
Thank you.
the next session will be taken by Mr. Utman. Yeah, Mr. Utman will be the person that will be coming next to come and give us information and some form of advice, yeah, for the team of the session. Yeah, the theme of this webinar is actually getting a fully funded scholarship in the US. And most of the time, when you ask specific questions, you may really not get other information. But when you allow like speakers to actually give you an advice as to where necessarily they want to talk from, you will discover you gain a whole lot of information. So thank you very much, even as we welcome Mr. Utsman. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. As I'm waiting for Mr. Adeyemi Kayode, who is our host, to grant me permission to share my screen. So,
You can share now.
can I share now?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you. Can you all see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can see it, but we can't hear anymore.
So can you see now?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it changing?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Actually, like the part I'm going to talk about is regarding all our documentation. What are the things we need? What are the credentials? What are the things we need to pay attention to during our application? First thing first, like above everything, is have we ever sit down and think like about did I really want to do this? We've seen so many people that apply for school. As my senior colleague have said, scientist Coyote is a doctor too. So, if you don't plan your academic success before coming here, it might be a little bit difficult. So we should not have the mindset of I'm traveling, I just want to japa. I just want to leave Nigeria. So seriously, it's not be easy to go back home. And I'm not saying it's not going to be easy, but it will be something uncalled for to hear that like I failed. That's why I need to go back home. Because we wouldn't want a situation whereby they'll they'll put people on academics probation. So we should ready our mind like, okay, I'm going for this. If you need to brush up your calculus, you need to sit down and start doing it. If you need to brush up your um, genetics, biology, you need to read the book again. So, so if that requires you to check your some chemistry books again, your lambda chemistry, your lambda physics, so that you have like you get yourself ready so that we will not be coming here and be like, oh my God, why is this thing difficult? Why is this? Why is that? I must tell you, we have a bunch of work to do here. And I'm not scaring us, but that's the reality. We are going to learn a lot of things. There is no excuse here. You need a computer. The school will give you a computer. You need books. There's numerous numbers of books. What kind of book are you looking for? They'll provide you everything. There is light, no NEPA problem. There is data, no network problem. So there is no excuse for failure unless um, we are just coming with a weak mind of what we are coming here for. I finished with first class or second class opera or something like that. If you think like this my first class is not really first class, this my second class opera is not really second class opera, I really need to revise my books and everything. Go ahead and do that. It's part of the preparation. The direction is by far better than the speed. That is my like, and that is how Mr. Kawedi taught me back then. Because I'm thanking him today. He's actually part of people that review my documents and everything. That is 2022. So, and he walked me through all this process that I'm being privileged to walk us through today. So let's get our mindset ready for going to school. Let's get ready, please. So by doing whatever we need to do, study and restudy again. They won't give you any excuse. Anything you need, they'll provide it to you. Oh, I need an MR clinical machine to process it to do this one. No, they'll give you. Everything is available. So you have nothing to put like fault on, like, oh, it's because I cannot do this. It's because no, 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 no. We should get our mindsets ready. And hopefully we will see you all soon by God's grace. And or hear about every one of us in different country as well. That's my prayer. Um, um, the first thing we need to talk about, which actually is the step 8, according to the profile they give to me. So it's our SOP. SOP, that's statement of purpose. You know, statement of purpose is like you you don't want to pay channel TV to advertise you to the labor market or institution market. So you want to advertise yourself. Like you want to sell yourself, you want to make yourself a selling point. Like I'm fit for this and I'm the best for this. You're not lying here. Sometimes like you economize truth. Like what I mean by that is if you just help like in your community, you just help them sweep the road floor. You need to package it. It seems like oh my God, this is a very good thing for someone to take broom, clean the environment and everything. I'm just using that as an example. So whatever you do, according like as Mr. Coyote has said and Mr. Paul, whatever you do, you need to make sense out of it. Like you need to make sense out of it. And this is that's good news to most of us that are course ref during during our undergrad. So, you can like beautify your course repping, like, oh, I prepare people for this, I prepare them for that, I prepare like 1,000 students for this. Imagine, those course rep, they will be shouting up and down. Those things, like it's can like make sense on your CV and as well in your statement of purpose. So, what are the things that this statement of purpose entailed? It tell you start by telling your story and your goals. Well, by telling your story, I mean, um, what motivates you to think, okay, I think I'm good in biology. Okay, I think I'm good in agriculture. Okay, I think I'm good in chemistry. Like, what made you think like that? Okay, like me now, maybe on my statement of purpose, I wrote there like I grew up thinking about numbers. I'm not Albert Einstein, so I grew up thinking about numbers. Or maybe they send if they send me an error, like it's not hard for me to do the calculation of taking like the normal change back. You cannot steal money from me. I will do the calculation for you perfectly, no matter how old you are. So from there, like my primary school, I feel like I'm very good at math. Like I'm doing great in math. I'm doing this. So on the secondary school, I feel like, oh wow, why are people not understanding maths the way I'm getting it? So those kind of things, you can tell it in your story. This is what I feel. Oh, I like taking care of goats and animals. I feed them. I notice when they are giving birth. I notice all these things. Those things entice me and they are really making sense to me. Like you love nature and everything. Oh, that is why I love agriculture. So those things you tell your story and everything. Like this is like writing SOP is not something you can just wake up just one day and be like, oh, today I'm writing my SOP. It's been a while. I've been postponing it. Quack, 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 I want to write SOP. No, 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 no. It's something that you can take your time. At least you can give yourself like, for these 2 weeks, I'm writing my SOP. So because there are so many things you'll be writing and you need to rewrite again. You write it, maybe when you stroll out, you go to school, you still think about what you're writing. Oh, I need to change this. When you go back home, you need to change it and make it more making sense. So that is part of the story. Okay, you have story, yes. You know how to weld iron together. Yeah, of course. That's part of your story. You learn it from Baba Mufu or Baba Diola. That's where you learn the wedding from. Okay, what is exactly your goal? What do you want to use it for? Like, do you have any reason why you're doing this? Yeah, then you state your goal. That is where your selling point is. So, haven't I been doing this? Have been doing this for this, have been getting this kind of result. It's making sense to me, and I'm willing to do this, I'm willing to do that, and all those things. So, that's your goal. You really want it to align. So, you want that your goal to align with the school you are applying to. Like, okay, in this school, I want to apply. For instance, let me use myself as an example. Okay, in this school, they have math department. But the kind of math I want to do, I'm not seeing any faculty doing that. It's better not to apply in there because if your goal is not aligned with any faculty, go there. You might find yourself in that school and nobody will understand what you're doing. Nobody will understand you're doing. And 2 years of hardship or you working alone by yourself without anybody understanding what you're doing, they're just guiding you or telling you where something is wrong or right. It's going to be very hard. So you need to look for someone that your goal align with what they are working on. So you write your goal towards that school, towards that specific faculty that you've read their articles, their this thing, as Mr. Paul and Mr. Coyote have said earlier, that you've read their article, you've checked their publication and everything. You write your goals towards those things. Okay, Dr. King is working on genetics, so he's working on this one. So, and I feel like during my undergrad, I did something related to gene or something like that. I I I always like cultural. What do you guys use? Biology people, they have a term they use like the cultural aggie or something like that. Yeah, we do that. during my undergrad, and I'm seeing like what Dr. This thing is doing, what Professor So is doing in so University is actually aligned with the goal I set for myself. For this reason, the state like your goals, like what exactly do you like are you planning to like to get or to achieve with your knowledge? Like with your knowledge, you said that's in your goal. Now, another part of it is clarifying the research interest. So maybe, okay, let me give us one hint about those publications of those professors. You can quickly go through them. You might not need to read the full publication sometimes. You can just walk through the introduction and abstracts of those publications. So because those will give you the insight of what is going on in in that publication. So and with that, you'll be able to to be talking to the professor in your SOP directly, even without you even seeing the professor. Because all these things, they will review it. And the academics, the graduate advisor or the academics coordinator will definitely inform the professor about your SOP. Like, oh, this guy SOP, this guy, this guy Adeyemi Coyote's SOP is actually he's talking about you. Oh, I think the guy will be fit in your lab. And what do you say to it? Yeah, he got this during his undergrad. I check his CV. He has this in genetic. He has this one is epidemiology. He has this grade in clinical. I think it's fit for your lab. So they pass information to each other. You understand? So you might need to talk to a professor directly in your SOP. Like, no, it requires some English and everything. I don't know. So you just need to know how to frame your story and your research interest to talk directly to a professor. Or if there's nobody working on what you are working on, or you see that you just want to apply to that school, maybe as a backup plan or something, you might just say like you've had you've seen so many things about their labs and everything that you feel like you are going to be like a best fit in those labs and everything. Just the SOP is not about your prestigious school alone. Like, what are they doing in that prestigious school that align? What can you contribute to that prestigious school? So that is it really, really matters. It really matters. So and I've said this as well. Like explain why the program is fit for you. Explain why it's fit for you. Okay. Um, I know how to do this. And of course, in this lab, they are looking for this. I'm even beyond what they are looking for. Or I meet the requirement of what they are looking for. So you need to explain those in your SOP. So if you write a SOP like so many people in the group, like they can actually review it for you. So don't let our SOP to be boring. Mm? You just chip in some like some phrase that will catch their attention and everything. But most importantly, like let's talk more about our goal and clarifying our research interests. And more so, talk about your achievement because you are selling yourself. Like you want to sell yourself. I cannot say like, okay, I want to sell this medicine and yeah, it's just good for men. Like it just multivitamin for men. And you can not just say that. Talk about the content. So the people will know that you actually know what you're selling. Talk about the contents, talk about what it entails, what are the benefits of it, what can this drug do for you and everything. So that is like the SOP is actually the selling point. Like between you and the school. And mind you, you need to let your SOP at the same time align with what you have in your CV. If SOP is not talking about what is in your CV, or is talking less than what is in your CV, that is not speaking well. That is not speaking well at all. Because they might feel like you have two identity. Your CV is talking about something else, while your SOP is saying something different. So you need to align them like to see whether like they are making sense together. Like maybe in so yeah, I want this or something like that. Is it stated in your CV? Yes, good. Is it not stated in your CV? It's not. No, it's not good. You need to align those. A quick hint about those ones. Now we are having AI like ChatGPT, Gemini, like Google Gemini or something like DeepSeek or something like that. You can just upload your academic CV. Upload your academic CV and ask and prompt it to write you a statement of purpose to this school and make it align with my SOP with this CV. With that, I'm not saying you should just feed it to ChatGPT and the ChatGPT should give you something you want to give to the school. No, no, no. It's not that. It's not like that. It's just for you to have an idea of how can I write my SOP so that it can align with what I have in my CV. And of course, you might love what ChatGPT gave you, and we just need some editing, um, paraphrasing, and everything. I'm not saying we should use AI to write SOP, but we can use this for idea given. You understand? So down like that. Now, recommendation, letter of recommendation. My God, this is very, very important. Like, very, very important. We don't know you. We never meet you before. Your professor don't know you from Adam. They don't know who you are. It is only what you tell them and your CV. Anybody can write anybody's CV. I can submit a CV that talks about me being a biologist. You understand? But recommendation letter is like what connects your your background to your future. It connects your background to your future. And it must be a very strong rope that connects them. So, and who are those rope that connect your background to your future? Those are your recommenders. Those are your recommenders. If you are still in school and you are hoping to travel abroad for scholarship or to study more, that your professor that you don't like, but he's smart, try and make a connection with him today. Like maybe on Monday. Try and make good connection with him. Like if you have been faulty on so many things before, make corrections. And like make correction. So try it today. Start building the connection. Like those are the ropes that connects your background to your future. There are so many people, like so many professors, I can tell you, they don't know how to lie. If you had been doing something wrong during your undergrad, some professor, that is why in your application, they will give you like two options. Like, do you want to see what the professor wrote for you, or you don't want to see it? You should just submit. It's really needs you to think about it. So is this professor cool with me? Is he okay with me? Like, what are the connection I have with this professor? Like, have I ever cheated before that he caught me? Have I ever do this kind of bad things before that he is aware. So you need to like make that amendment before you pass out of the school. Make that connection strong because in future, if you're planning to travel or for academics purpose, I'm not saying you need them for life or something like that. I'm not saying they are your God that will define your future or your success in life, but they are part of it in some circumstance. So you need to take care of that. So make that good connection today because American professors don't know you. They will listen from them what is said about you. If you like, finish with first class. If you like, write everything in your CV. If you don't have a recommender, your application is not complete. If your recommender says a lot of bad thing about you, that you do this, you do that, you are not going to be awarded anything because they believe in them more than you in selling yourself. They'll listen to them. Oh, please, let's make amendments on that. The recommendation is really, really important. So, and always make yourself aware to those professors in your school right now. And if you've graduated long time ago, well, you still have a lot of time now. Like to text them, to call them, shoot them email, like, hey, professor, how have you been doing? How's school? How's work? How's everything? I am so person with matric number so. I graduated. Thank you for everything you've done in our life and everything. I'm really feeling like all what you've done for us. You've always been telling us the truth and everything like that. Just make that connection. Let that professor recognize you. Like, okay, I remember. Oh, yes. That's so smart. Yeah, I remember. I remember. He used to be a very bad boy. Well, I think life has changed him. He's now a good boy. Like, he might text you back and ask, oh, how have you been doing too? I'm doing great. Hope you are not like stubborn again. Oh, professor, we are growing now. And even by the way, I even want to travel and all those things. You can chip in your conversation like about your traveling and everything. You'll be happy to be, wow, everything can change. You're not a good person, you're not this. So he has another perspective about you. But you cannot just wake up and add their email or go to your school website and add their email like how to recommend that. They don't know you. They don't know what to say about you. Make connection with them today. So as part of that recommendation, it's better for you to find someone that understand your background and your area of specification, like your field, like most especially people from your department, faculty from your department. So firstly, your academics advisor, that person that supervises your thesis, is it thesis or projects? We call it projects in Nigeria. That person that supervises, yeah, it's really, really important. Yeah, it's really important. Talk to them and make a good connection with them today. Well, that time when I was planning to travel, I make good connection with like five of them. Five of them. So there are more like option for you to add email. I added their email. I know that of course everybody is busy. Some of them will say, I've forgotten that you have recommendation to submit it. So just keep up with all of them. If all of them submitted recommendation letter about you, that is good. At least you're just making room for if one does not work, another person will work. If one does not work, another person will work. But if you just saying, oh, they requested for three recommenders or three referee, and you just talk to three professors, seriously, one of them will disappoint you. Yes. 99.9% of time out of 100 times, one person will disappoint. And it's not intentional. Could be life happen to them, or they just need to do something important, like even more than what you asked them to do. So you need to talk to as many as you want, as many as required professor, like you think is okay, like at least four. Talk to four of them. At least one of them might miss, and if all of them write a recommendation about you, that's good. That's a great one. So yeah, that is all about the recommendation. It's really important, like very important. If we have done something in the past to any of those people that we know that we are going to need them in future, let's amend it, like now, like right now. So CV and resume. I'm a mathematician, so I can still tell you CV and resume, they sound same thing to me till today. I cannot really specify like this is the difference between resume. But some people back then they said resume contains some information. Yeah, you write some passages before you write your skill or something like that. I don't know. I just know that CV, maybe resume is meant for job, right? Mr. Kennedy, is that what it's meant for?
Yes.
Yeah, I was actually going to say Mr. Kayode can give us a brief answer to that.
Yeah. And CV
Yeah,
maybe
let me
is
quickly say
for
it now
job too,
before
right?
let me say it
So,
before time goes. So resume is for job, it's professional and it's short. Highest
mhm,
two pages in the US, like, and it
mhm,
should not really include a lot of publications, and
mm,
it's mostly skill based, your skills instead of academic profile. But CV is long, everything about your life. Some CVs are like 38 pages, 40 pages. The more you grow, the more your CV. But your resume should
mhm,
be kept the same length, but you can improve on it. Yeah.
mm. Thank you very much. You see, like I can't even distinguish. Like, so yeah, I have CV, and my CV is academic CV because we have so many kind of CV. Like it's academic CV that talk more about my academics life and my achievements academically. So maybe on the PSA group, like I can share my CV. So if you want to see what an academic CV looks like, so you can see that. So in those one that it will talk it will talk more about your research, your skills, uh, and achievement or something like that that related to um to academics, to academics. Like, and you might talk less of like, yeah, I used to go and cut grass in the field. I used to go and cut grass for my mosque, or I cut grass for my church or something like, no, that is less required, something like that. So, that's about this academics CV. There are more to it. Um, your publication. But if you've never had any publication before, that project that you did before in your undergrad, you can just like make sense out of it. So I'm sorry. So you can just make sense out of it, like make it make sense. Like this is what I did during my undergrad and this and that. Like that time when the psychology was telling me like, oh, this your undergrad project is really makes sense or something like that. My undergrad, I did math too, and it's my undergrad was like it's talking about heart attack. I did something related to heart attack, like numerical solution to those things. So that is how I sold myself. They feel like, oh, this guy has been applying math in biology. This is a biomaths guy or something like that. Well, that's just a selling point. When I got there, I eventually changed my way because I see that that is what they want. I give them what they want. I got in. and I changed to another thing that I found more enticing, which is the control theory I'm actually doing right now. So the CV needs to be updated every time. If you sneeze, add it on your CV. If you do anything related to academics, add it to your CV. It really counts. Everything counts. If you are working in a hospital or you're a nurse or you are just doing something that you know that there is a correlation, a strong correlation between those things you're doing with your academics line, please add it to your CV. It really makes sense. So the next one is actually the transcripts. As we are planning to apply, or immediately you started your application, you should be thinking on how to get your transcripts. In fact, you should have your transcripts ready. It might not be the official one, but have your own student transcripts ready, scan it. So during the application, you submit the scanned one. That is unofficial. That is the one you gave them. They don't trust you because you might have changed some stuff in your transcripts. But they needed the official, they always need the official one. So while you submitted your own official, the one you scan by yourself and submit during application, you should be making requests for your official one from your school as well, so that their own that will not take time before they send it to them, because that might like delay some of your process in the school even after getting here. If your official transcript is yet to be to get to them, that might delay so many things in your academics progress with them. So academic transcripts is really needed to be taken care of. So as you scan your own copy that you sent to them, you know you are the one that sent it to them. Maybe they don't trust you. Or maybe you've made some changes. So you need to make a request from your school. Make it ready, or make them aware if it requires a lot of process from your school. Like like my school now, like I don't want to mention, like it takes like pretty much of time before you can get the academic transcripts. So I need to start doing it like a month or two before I even submitted my unofficial one, so that everything will meet up like at the edge. So regarding the test score, hmm, I don't think I'm a perfect person to talk about the test score because I don't have any of them. I don't. Um, if it's required, just go ahead and do it. And most especially the GRE. Almost like all of us here, that the speaker I'm talking about, like we are in the US, and I don't think they really require TOEFL here. The only document I submitted in place of TOEFL is my English proficiency certificate, and that is given to me by my school. You can get that one like very quickly, because they just want to know that you understand English, and you can learn like from someone speaking English, and you understand the writing and speaking in English. So I think that English proficiency just be like one paragraph. They just say like all my learning and everything was taught in English and everything, and our registrar signed it. That's all. And that's what I submitted in place of my English, something like that. Because all this TOEFL, white ALTS or something like that, it's just for you, for them to know that whether you understand the language or something like that. So unlike GRE, which is the graduate record exam, they just want to know how sharp you are, how ready are you for the graduate program you are applying for. Like, so that's one. I really like that. Even I want to take it if time permits. But I don't know if I really need it anymore. So, um, firstly, if you're applying to US, I think we should look into doing GRE like first. First, there are so many schools too in this US that will ask you to go and write TOEFL or IELTS. But anytime I'm doing it, as Mr. already taught me, I have a sheet like this that I put all my application and everything into them. So if you ask for TOEFL or IELTS, I know they apply to you. Mm-mm. GRE, because that time I was considering writing GRE. I take them, I put them in my bucket, like, okay, maybe I'll write GRE. But if you have to for IELTS, I'll just put it on one side. Yeah, because I speak English. My English might not be okay to your level or something, but I know as time goes on, I will mingle with you guys. I will understand the English better. So, but I should now be writing a test on how to speak English. And I'm coming from English, like our first language is English from Nigeria. That sounds weird, kind of. Well, that is actually about that the test score. That is about that. So, um, oh my God, what did I do? For the oh my God. Applying for funding and opportunity. For this one, I will suggest something that all these questions should be directed to the graduate coordinator. To graduate coordinator. Any school you want to apply to, Google is your friend. That's a phrase from Mr. Coyote. I learned it from him. Like Google is your friend. Just go to Google. Clemson University Mathematics Department Academics Coordinator. They bring their name, their number, their email, and everything. So all this question about funding, opportunity, and everything, like they are more than happy to help you answer those questions regarding the funding. Don't apply to school that has no funding unless you have some commission you are collecting from Whiskey, Davido, and maybe them Tony and Lumelu. Yeah, if you have money, I mean. So you should apply to school that has funding, like that really want to support you financially through your journey of academics and everything, so that you not be here and be stranded. So indicates the interest in assistantship in application. So there are some schools that will ask you that they have some option like, are you interested in assistantship? Make sure you tick that box. Yes, I really want this. Ticket, yeah. So tick it and let them aware that you are actually interested in assistantship. And if they are considering applicants for their assistantship, of course, you've made them aware that you are interested. So they will consider you too. If you are okay for it, they will give you. If you're not, there are so many other outside funding that you can apply for. Some school has like so many other funding within their school. It might not be departmental funding, so you can apply for those as well. So just throw those questions to your advisor. And even I did something that time. I called them directly. Even though I don't hear what they're saying. Well, how are you doing? I don't hear anything. I just take my time to understand. Because one good thing about these white people, is like, unless if your network is bad, if you don't understand what they're saying, if you ask them to repeat themselves like 10 times, they will repeat it because they like clarity. Like, I don't understand what you said. She will say it again, or you will say it again. At some point, they started saying it one by one. Oathman, if you want to apply to Western Kentucky University, you need to talk to so person. Like, you go through this I am sending you a link. They're talking to me. Well, it might be funny to you guys, like, why are you so daft to that level that you cannot understand what they are saying? Well, that story for another day. I cried in class. Like, after getting here, I cried because I don't hear what they're saying. But it takes time, everything takes time. So you can call them and ask questions. They'll know the school even better. They will tell you more. If they don't know what you're asking, if they don't have answer for you, they will direct your number. They will forward your number to talk to another person that understand your question, and the person will respond to you. I talked to them in graduate school, in international office, even in my departments before I come here through phone. I call them with my MTN line. So that might work for you too. So, and the external fellowship as well, like the Fulbright. Like Fulbright is like you are outstanding student in teaching Yoruba or teaching Igbo or Hausa. So US might just call you, oh, we want to give the student a Fulbright. Come and be teaching our students, or come and be teaching Yoruba, come and be teaching Hausa, come and be teaching this thing, come and be teaching English. So that's, and there is another MasterCard foundation. We have so many foundations. So this Kronberg Foundation, we have FSB as well. God. God will help us. And other international scholarship like Erasmus Mundus. I think I won that too. I got that one too. Erasmus Mundus. Yeah, I have the Erasmus Mundus. So we can always apply for those assistantship and fellowship. If you got it, add it to where your CV. That is really important for future use. And um submitting the application. During the time you are looking for the schools and everything and all, you need to have a box. Okay, Western Kentucky University, University of West Virginia, this is their deadline. Set alarm to remember you, to remind you, like this is their deadline, so that you will not miss it. So that you will not miss it. So there are some schools that require you to pay application fee, that there are some schools that has zero application fee. Like Clemson University is one of R1 University, like a very like recognized like on research school in the US. So I didn't pay a dime for their application fee. It's free for PhD. Maybe it's in math, I don't know, but you can make your research as well. Or if you need us to talk about it, you can just drop a message in the group and ask about that. So make sure you follow the deadline, you track it, and from December to February, as this fall 26 application is out now, that's begun. So we can just take track because different school has different deadlines. You understand? For their personal reason, I don't know. So we might need to track those deadlines so that we are not going to miss any one of them. So that we are not going to miss any one of them. So let's pay attention to every bit of the detail they send to us or on their website. So then finally, track all your material that you've submitted. Follow up with your referees. Your referee might be in the hospital. You don't know. Those people that want to write recommendation for you. Call them. Professor, please, so my school has been asking for you. You are the only one that remain now to submit my recommendation. That thing will push them. Oh, am I the only one? Oh my God, let me quickly help the student. You understand? Like, even when none of them are submitted, I always tell them, Professor, you are the only one now. You are the only one now. They quickly write something. Okay, okay, I'm sorry, I've forgotten. They will do it. So trust them, and about the deadline, don't trust your referee because they have so many other things they are doing as well. So document um double check your document that you submitted so that mistakenly you are not going to submit your NEPA bill for your for transcripts. You'll just be like, what is this one? You understand? So you need to check everything, like double check all of them. So then you can hit on the submission button. And in some months' time, you'll be admitted by God's grace. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Mr. Utman, for that wonderful session. Yeah, such an eye-opening session. You know, at the point in time, I was just laughing because there was a point in time where you said they did not really trust you. You might have changed something. I
Yeah,
said,
sure.
yes, so it's actually true. Yeah. Some people might have just gone to they convert this thing to Word document and then they change whatever they want to change in their transcript. Yeah, and you also said if you let me read the way I wrote it here. He said if you are on the wrong direction, speed is not an advantage. Yeah, he said if you are on the wrong direction, speed is not an advantage. Yeah, so oh, this person is going for this course, oh, this person have gotten admission. You may just really need to be patient so that your own specific field of study, so that you can get into that program. Then he said your SOP must align with your CV. Yeah, your SOP must align with your CV. Your SOP is there to animate what is in your CV. Yeah, and then I think the assignment that we should take home from now for those who are still in school, if you are still in school, as you are getting your transcript, also write to your so that they can attach it with your English proficiency certificate. Yeah, if English proficiency certificate can actually substitute for IELTS, TOEFL, and all of that. Why not? And it's free of charge. I got my own free of charge without paying anything. It was when I requested for my student transcript that they attach it with my English proficiency certificate. But others didn't get it. That was actually because they never requested for it. Then he also said follow up with your referees. Yeah, follow up with them so that having done all you ought to do for the application, they will not be the one to now fold your hand. Thank you so much for that wonderful session, sir. Thank you, sir. I don't know if we can take questions now again. Maybe we should just take um some questions before the final speaker coming. Yeah, but I actually cannot access the question from here. I don't know if that's a challenge for everybody. Can we hear me, please?
Yeah, we can hear. I think Mr. Kende is raising his hand. Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Kende, you have the floor now. You can actually ask a question. So please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good,
Okay.
good afternoon,
Somebody is.
sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Mr. Kayode, good afternoon. And all thanks to our speakers, Mr. Paul and Mr. Utman, for the insightful presentation. The question I want to ask has been partly answered by Mr. Kayode, but just want to clarify. I had a previous degree, that is HND, before now, and I'm currently still in university because I proceeded after my HND for another undergraduate. So I'm in my final year now. So I've previously done my West evaluation of my HND certificate before, and I have the transcript also with me. So I want to ask, if I want to be applying for school now, is it advisable to be uploading that my HND evaluation as maybe other diplomas, or is it the transcript that I got from the Polytechnic, both ND and HND, that I should be uploading with my BSc right now? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that question. So, currently you are in final year of your bachelor degree. So the
Yes,
question,
sir.
the question is that your HND CGPA is in 4.0, right? And your bachelor degree CGPA is not in 4.0, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you look at the two, which of them do you think is better, bachelor or HND?
Both is actually better, sir, because after I evaluated the HND, I got 3.69 over 4. So, and the CGPA scale we are using now is on 5 point, and the current GPA also is above, close to 4.8.
So I think you should just take some time to finish up your bachelor so that everything from your OND, HND, and from the OND and the West evaluation of the HND and the BSc, you can add it up together because you're in the final year, you're almost done. And possibly you'll be done before next year, August, right?
No, next month, sir. Next month.
You're done next month. So imagine that you're going to be finishing next month. So even when you apply, when you start applying now, before you can resume to the US from this semester you're looking at, is next year, August. Still have 1 year from now before you resume.
Okay.
So it's very good for you to put in your bachelor with degree with it. But start with ND, put your ND, put your HND, put your bachelor degree, everything. So that they will see the courses you have taken so far, because that's the purpose of the transcript. You get, it's not all about the CGPA, it's about the course you have taken so far. And since OND is a post-secondary education, so it's okay, it's good. OND is comparable to associate degree here. So you can actually add it, all of them together. So yep. But just work towards getting your transcript from your school. And they will not ask you now, they will not ask you for the official now, they will still ask you for unofficial. But process your West evaluation again. So you can just, all you can do is that tell West to add your BSc with your HND. Tell them you are adding a document with it, so they cannot put everything together as one transcript package.
Okay. That was fine. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. Daniel Ojo is asking a question. He says, please, can you touch on undergraduate scholarship also? Though I think most of the focus is on masters and PhDs. Do you have any maybe comment on that undergraduate scholarship?
Yeah, there is comment on undergraduate scholarship, but the reason why we don't used to talk about it is because of the visa, the easiness to get visa for the graduate courses, because it's not easy to convince a visa officer at the US embassy that you want to come for the graduate program when you can actually do those programs in Nigeria, right? So, but it's not a bad thing. It's not like impossible. You can get a graduate scholarship and you can come. But most of the graduate scholarship are not, they are called scholarship. So scholarship most times are not 100%. They can give you like 30%, 40%, 50%. But I'm telling you, if they give 50%, the remaining 50% is enough to buy a house in Nigeria. So the school fees is very high, and you are coming as an international student. That makes the school fees to be more higher. Let's say, for instance, if you're in the US already, school fees, the tuition fee for a particular credit may be like $1,000 for residents, if somebody that's in the US. But because you're coming from Nigeria or from outside the US, if you're coming for the graduates, your tuition will be like $2,000 times 2 of the money they collect from people in the US. So it's not economically okay to come and you pay school fees. There's no amount of work you want to work, you pay the school fees. I'm telling you the fact. So don't let someone say you come here and be working, you'll be doing this. There's no work that you can come and do here that is not professional, unless you want to be working in some small place like McDonald's or Walmart and stuff like that. And you have to be very careful because you are not supposed to work at all as VC. You cannot. I don't even advise to work at all. To work uh, unless within the university. And you're working within the university, the amount of salary you can get in a month, if you're working within the university, it can be more than $2,000 in a month. And your school tuition fee is way, way big, like $20,000. So there's no way you can manage. So if you are coming to an undergraduate program, I will advise you to go for, there's a school that I know that doesn't charge school fees. It's free of charge. It's in the US and they do undergraduate programs. They don't collect any money. It's free of charge. It's called Berea University. Is it Berea? Yeah, Berea University. I will send a link to the group. So that school doesn't require school fees. They don't pay school fees. It's free of charge. You apply and they give you admission. But it's difficult for you to convince the visa officer for undergraduates. But there's some other undergraduate scholarships you can apply for. Fulbright scholarship also capture undergraduates sometimes. So, and talk before I go to my talk, actually, I want to also let you know about Education USA that can also help you to like direct you, mentor you, teach you how to go about all these things. Yeah. And Education USA, there is Education USA for undergraduates also. It's not only for graduates.
All right. Thank you, sir. Are you trying to continue with the Education USA talk, or
No, I'm done.
we should just?
I'm done.
All right, all right. Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. There's a question here again that says, the person says, is it compulsory? The person said, is it compulsory? Uh, okay, Taiwo Olawoni. He said, is it compulsory for an HND holder to do WES? I already gotten a undergraduate unofficial transcript from my school, but I was unable to do WES evaluation due to economic challenges. I graduated with 3.38 on a 4.0 scale in computer engineering. I have work and leadership experience. Is it compulsory for them to do WES, sir?
So the reason you have to do WES is that United States academic committees, they don't know, for university, they don't know what is called HND. They've never heard that before. HND is just a degree that is done in Nigeria. It's a Nigerian-based academic. So they don't know what is HND. They only know about Bachelor of Arts, Science, Tech, Engineering, so education, bachelor. But when I say it's HND, it's difficult for them to accept that as a requirement, to accept it as a criteria that you met. Because if for you to come to masters, you need to have a bachelor degree. So the safe way out of that box is to do WES. That is why instead of it to stress to go back to school and do some 2 years program to have bachelor degree after HND, you can just do WES evaluation. And WES evaluation is $182, I think. So you just do it and you have your bachelor. They write it there. This degree is equivalent to bachelor degree in the US. And that has finalized everything for you. But $182 is around 200 and something dollars. 200 and something thousand naira in Nigeria, right? So is it 270,000 naira in Nigeria? That's a lot of money. For you to sit down and cash, bring money together, you will first also ask yourself, this 270,000 naira is not enough to even go back to school and have bachelor degree. So these are the options you have to wait. You have to weigh. WES will save you time. You don't have to go back to school, but they require money. And if you want to check out other evaluation profile companies, if they can help you to evaluate your HND, I think there should be other evaluation system that's charging lesser than $182. You can check them out.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. I'm sure Olawuni would have gotten that information. Gloria is asking, said, I have a question. If I am applying to 3 different university or scholarship, do I have to get reference from the professor over and over again, like for different schools?
So can you repeat that question?
Yeah, I said, if I'm applying to 2 different universities or scholarships, do I have to get references from the professor over and over again, like different schools?
That reminds me of that song, over and over again and again. Okay, so you have to get a recommendation letter for each university actually. But this is how you should be smart about it. You're applying, let's say for instance, you're applying to like 10 schools, and I'm telling you, you need 10 different recommendation letters for each school because they have to mention the name of the school in the recommendation letter. They have to mention the name of the program you are going for in the recommendation letter. And there's no, it can't be generic. It has to be specific to each school. So, but for you to be smart about it, look at it like it's not easy for somebody to be writing 10 recommendation letters for you, like for every time. So what you're gonna do is that you will send the request to your recommender at the same time. hey, Dr. Olusogbon, I am applying to 10 schools. Tell them the 10 schools, and you will see a link. And from each school, just click the link and follow and help me to upload it. Now, what you're going to do is that you will be clicking you put their email in your application system at the same time for all the 10 schools so that they can receive the email consecutively on their email at once. So that it's not like pay on the 3rd of July, one school sent, on the 7th of July, another school sent. Between 3rd and 7th, the recommenders will have received a lot of emails. So and it's not be easy for your recommender to be searching email, looking for recommendation letter to write for you. So if you put everything almost at the same time, requests almost at the same time from your account, the email will be sent to them at that same time. So when somebody sit down to write a question letter for you, they will see all the 10 emails from each of the schools. They just click one, submit, two, submit, three, submit, four, submit, and you are going to provide them the letters for each of the schools. So it will make it easy for them. Instead of them to call them pay again. I'm Mr. Olusogbon, you only submitted 5. There's another one they sent to you on the May or 2nd of May, all these kind of things, and that will cause a lot of stress. Apart from that, don't bore your recommenders. Don't give them 10 schools, 1 person 10 schools. You did not pay them, so you have to be very polite and careful. Like if you send me recommended not to come recommend you and you give me 10 schools to come and recommend for you, my brother. Oh, my sister, it's not easy. People are very busy, right? So that is why you have to get. That's what Mr. Altman, what he said is very good. Make sure you have like more than 3 recommenders, maybe 5, 7, so you can split the recommendations in between them. You don't have to bore somebody for everything. So yeah, send everything at
All
once.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Oladayo is having 2 questions. Yeah, she's having 2 questions. The first one is how do you think I can meet up and improve my chances of getting a fully funded scholarship, PhD in molecular biology research, that's cancer related research? Then secondly, how can I go about publishing my undergrad master's research work in a free, moderately recognized publishing paper? Seriously, I need assistance in getting a paper published. Yeah. So the first one is actually how she can improve her chances of getting fully funded PhD scholarship in molecular biology.
Yeah, I think Mr. Paul have talked about that. So after this meeting, the person should watch this video and look at
Yeah.
how to improve your profile and everything. So I will answer the last question, which is about publication of your publishing your undergraduate thesis. So
Yeah.
that's one, you have to request for permission from your advisor, from a supervisor in your university that supervises the project, so that you're not going to publish the project and the person think it's not published, because publication of a project means that it's already out there. So you don't know the plan of your supervisor for that project. Maybe it's ongoing. Maybe your data that you got in your undergraduate project is a preliminary data that doesn't want to share with anybody. So don't publish that paper without telling your supervisor before you go on. And if your supervisor say, don't worry, you can go on with it, just submit it. But that reminds me of my own supervisor. When I wanted to publish my own when I was in Nigeria, I told him this, I want to publish my undergraduate project because I want to apply to schools in the US and then my publication. So he told me that my work I did in my undergraduate is nothing. Like there's nothing about that work. Like according to his profile, he's a very big professor in microbiology. So that work is very small compared to him. So he's like, don't publish it. Maybe I now left after like 2 or 3 months. I went back again. I said, sir, I want to publish this paper because of this. Okay, you know what? Go and publish, but don't put my name. So, so I published the paper. So for me to make the paper to be robust, I collected the data from my subgroup, because we could divide into ourselves to group. So the data that my other member of the group got in their research, I combine it with my own data and make it more solid. Still yet, my supervisor still said that I should not add his name. So communicating with your supervisor is very important. Either they will allow you to publish it putting their name, or they will allow you to publish it without putting their name. You get it? Don't just put the name of the professor there just to honor him. And if you come back and lash at us, why you put my name in that nonsense paper? That bad paper, why you put my name there? It reduces their profile, because these people are already big professors in their field. If you're not going to put their name in one paper that you're talking about how to cut grass, that kind of thing. So it's like, what are you talking about? So you have to talk to your supervisor first and let him approve your going forward for that. And to look for journals that you want to publish, be careful of journal from India. Be careful of Indian journal because those journals are, I'm serious, everybody knows this. Those journals are predatory and they collect your money. They will not even review it. They will not read it. Even if they review it, the people that are reviewing it are not in your field. They don't know what you're talking about. They just approve it. You get, and your name is already there out online. And when you now grow up, when you now come to US, you're not a big professor, you're not doing great. Somebody now will go and refer to your paper that you wrote like 10 years ago. I say, Professor John, are you the one that submitted paper in this bad journal? You know, it will destroy your profile. You know, you're already a big person. You have to go and remove it and delete it. So you have to be very careful to avoid Indian predatory journals. And if you just go online, just search on Google, give me a list of journals that are predatory. They will send it to you. It's 100, a lot of them making money. So let's leave the bad part. The good part is that you can get free journals that can publish your paper freely, not because they are free, but because you are from Nigeria. Some of them will say because you are from low income country, they will make it free for you. Or they will say, okay, let me give you an example of the one I first published, the one I talked to my supervisor about. So they told me, no, the second one I published, yeah, that one is on COVID misinformation. So that one, I reached out to them. I was still in Nigeria, so I published 2 papers when I was in Nigeria. So I reached out to them, I want to publish paper, I have the manuscripts, and they told me the amount of money I should pay because I'm from low income countries, like $200. $200 is like how much? Maybe 600,000, maybe 300,000 naira. My salary for per month, I don't want to mention it. My salary in Nigeria was very bad that it will take me 10 months if I don't eat
Mm.
to pay for that APC. They call it APC, article processing charge, to pay for the APC. Take me 10 months. So I reached back to them. I tell them, I don't have money, so please, what can you do for me? They say, okay, I should pay 50% of it. I reached out to them back, say, I don't have money, say. They allow me to publish it free of charge because of my interrogation and negotiation. So look for papers online, just go online. If your field is in engineering, just type list of journals in engineering according to impact factors. So according to impact factors, it's going to list it for you. You can the best ChatGPT is your best friend. You know, it's our best friend. Just go to ChatGPT. List of journals in engineering, or if you're in microbiology, according to the impact factors. List them, arrange them based on the impact factors. Then go for the one that has low impact factors. Those ones we have low fee to pay. You are going to pay a little money for that. But if you go for the one that have like 4.0, 3.5, or you should be ready to pay like $2,000 to publish that paper. They are good, but they require a lot of money. So that is how to narrow down the list of journals based on your finances. So when you come back here, when you come to the US, your supervisor, they are big people, they have connections to journals, they can publish in Nature for you, your name will be there, you'll be happy, that kind of thing. So yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. I think that's kind of the last question that is here. Please, you can go to the comment section. Mr. Kayode just dropped them. I think West evaluation, for groups that are actually doing West evaluation. Yeah, information about West evaluation, please. You can go and read through that side. Yeah. So again, for the person that was talking about publishing their own work, I don't know. I don't know if it is possible for me to say this one here, sir, but I stand to be corrected. I think if you want to publish your work and let's say fund this a challenge, the PSA group is there. Yeah, the PSA group is there. There are people with like minds that are actually in your field and maybe they also want to do some form of publication. You can actually drop it there. Get people that are doing the work in your own research, tell them, oh, maybe you have a paper for review or something for just you need peer review and something, and then they can get to contribute certain amount of money so that that one can be published, so that you can actually have at least a paper in your CV. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, I like that comment. Just that you be very careful. I like that comment because I've done that before with even myself and you, yourself and
Yes,
myself.
sir. Yes, sir.
We publish together. So, but
Yes,
you have to
sir.
be very careful that the people that you are dealing with, they are not scammers. Someone can just say, "Hey, I'm publishing on this paper. Oh yeah, everybody contribute 20,000 naira." After your money
True.
credited, he has disappeared. So you don't know his house, you don't know his phone number, you don't know anything. So you have to be very careful. And also,
Yes, sir.
yeah, read the manuscript before it's published so that typos, you can correct it, you can improve on it before you publish it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you,
So
sir.
sorry, before I
Uh,
move forward, one thing I said before was that your grit, your determination during this stage will help you to get some things that will help you in the future after your PhD and masters. Just hold out statements. I will not talk more than that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. That's actually all the questions that we have for now. So we just move straight to the last section. So we'll move straight to the last section, which is actually your own session. Thank you so much, sir. Welcome.
Sorry, I will not stay long because I know we have spent like more than two hours. Can you see my screen?
Sir, no, sir.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's actually showing that
Still loading, still loading.
Okay, still loading.
yeah, it's showing now.
How about now?
Very well, it's showing very clearly.
Okay. So this is the second phase. Mr. Paul talked about the first phase, preparing your profile before you apply. Mr. Ottoman has spoken about the third phase, which is applying and then SOP, CV, and things to do. So the second phase I'm going to talk about today is on schools, how to select the right school and supervisors. So I also want to mention that the timeline is important for you in this stage. So let's say, for instance, you're applying for fall 2026, and this thing I want to talk about are the things supposed to be doing in between March and October this year. In between March and October, we're doing this thing now. Currently, we're in August, right? So you still have 2 months to do what I want to say now. So this timeline is very important. If you miss it, it will be very difficult for you to get fully funded admissions. So that is if you are looking at fall 26. So the first thing is searching for the right school. How do you search for the right school? So I break down into three ways of searching. The first one is blank searching in this stage, and the second one is called informative searching, and the third one is intuitive search. Sorry, I'm going with BB grammar. I'm so sorry. I supposed to break it down. So the first one is blank search. This is just you go into online database and look at schools in the US. In the US, about more than 3,000 universities, more than 3,000. So if each person on this group pick one school, you still have more than 3,000 schools left for people to still come. So it's a lot of schools, and they really want Black representation. Even though the DEI program has been stopped, and people are not considered based on their race again, but still, yes, universities still use some way to make sure everybody is well represented. If you look at, I'm sorry, the black populations that are in universities in the US, they are mostly international Black students, mostly from Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, all those kind of things. So you should be part of them next fall. So if you walk through this process very well. So the first one is blank search. So in this case, you can go to usnews.com and look for schools there. You can go to gradschool.com. I can go to school there. You can check different database, and it will tell you the schools based on your field of study. These are kind of blank search. You don't know anything about the school, just go blank. You can also be more smarter. Go to ChatGPT and say, I want you to include AI in your journey and make your life easier. But as you're trying to make AI in your journey to make it easier, don't look vague and non-authentic. Look authentic, and mean that be aware, be evolving into the response of the AI. Don't just dump everything from AI or use it like that. Use your discretion. That's what I'm trying to say. So you can go to ChatGPT, you can go to Gemini or Grok. You can tell Grok, oh, Grok, give me a list of schools, PhD or master school in engineering, biomedical engineering in the US, and rank them. You can control it. Rank them based on their acceptance rates and put their deadline, put their link, put their test score requirements, and put the name of the professors I can talk to, put their email, put their link to their website. You can tell AI to do all those things, and you can even tell him to generate it as a table for you. You make it as a table. After that, you can tell him, make it downloadable so I can download this table. That is very smart, right? So you can do that. And once you do that, it could be in economics, it could be in data analysis, it could be anything. So just do that. You have a table that has all these details. And don't forget that you can tell AI to make it like 50 schools. Just go ambitious, right? 50 schools or 20 schools or 30 schools. So you can do that and you can listen to you for you. And don't forget that this information that AI is giving to you is giving you is it requires you to do your own personal search. You have to go to the website of the website the AI gives you and check it out and check the professors and see everything and follow through what Mr. Utman have said and Mr. Paul about how to identify the right person. And from there, you can now move forward. Next way of searching is informative search. This is about you getting information from someone, like they told you that this school, they are recruiting graduate students. You just sit in your house and somebody tell you that, or somebody is showing that, and the person know you are preparing. So that is where I see opportunity meeting your preparation. If you're not prepared, your profile is not built, just like Mr. Paul has said, and you have an information, and the school is, a professor is recruiting, you have to be starting from scratch. Before you finish building your profile, the professor have already seen a student, and you're not monitored. So prepare yourself before, and so that no matter the person that comes, number two way of searching schools, you can make use of it. You get that is informative search. And somebody can tell you that in my school there's a professor that's looking for students. A professor had reached out to me before in my school, in my previous school, in WKU. He told me, me and the professor are very cool. He told me that he needs a student from Nigeria. You get, I was so happy that day. I went online. I told people, professor needs students, blah, blah, blah. And I recommended student for the professor. And I was so happy to do that. And the third way of searching is called intuitive search. In this one, you just make description. This one, you go online, you read papers from professors. You go to ResearchGate. If you have a ResearchGate account, you have a Google Scholar account. Go to Google Scholar and type a particular topic in your area. Maybe, for instance, you are in business management or business anything like that. You can just type analysis of business income or something like that, or profits and loss gains. You can just type any topic online and Google, and you come up with a journal. Google will give you a journal of professors that are working in that particular field. And read the journal, read a lot of the journals, maybe different professors' journal, and look at the authors in that journal. The authors, the last author is usually the professor or in that department. It's usually the PI. So look at the PI, check the PI up. These are using your own intuition. You are using your own intuition. You can go to Google Scholar or ResearchGate to do that also. And look at the research paper, look at the author, look up the author online. And when you see the author's information, if you like it, then if you don't like it, you leave it. So if you like it, move on to the next step and list all those schools where you've seen professor that you like through their papers. And I think this is the best way of doing it, because this is how I got my own professor. I got my professor from ResearchGate. I just sent him a message. I said, hey, Dr. Banga, I really want to work with you. I like your work and blah, blah. And that is how I came to the US. So that is an intuitive search. You're not looking for information, somebody to send information. You're not just going out online blankly. But any of this method works for different people. Yeah. Step two, create a spreadsheet tracker, because you can't put all this information in your mind. I'm telling you, You are working, remember you are working, maybe you are working as a teacher, you are working on this place, you are a mother, you are a father, or you are busy. Everybody is busy. So you can't put all these school, hey, Alabama, hey, Connecticut, hey, West Virginia, hey, oh, no. Even if you can remember all the schools, even if you can remember all the schools, you will forget something. You'll be confused. You have anxiety. You have stress. If you want to put it in your head. So try to create a Excel sheet. And this should be very simple. Put the school name, put the program name, put the deadline, put the faculty that you like in that school, put the research interest, put the funding availability, GRE requirement, email of the professor, of anybody, application fee for that school. So put everything as columns and then look forward to be filling them up as you are searching through my first step. Fill them up as you are searching. Again, fill them as you are searching. So now come up with about, let's say about 20 schools or 30 schools after you search through this thing. So to come out about 30 schools. And that will take me to my next step. My next step is that I wanted to go on with 20, but yeah, I wrote 12, highest 12, but let's be more than 12, maybe like 20, 30 schools based on this. Now, before I move forward, try to avoid schools because don't just put school because they don't give you application fee. They don't ask for application fee because Mr. Ottoman said something the other time. That's his school. He is so lucky or favored that his school did not require him to pay application fee. Yes, but that is very rare, my people. It's very rare. It's very rare. So if a school does not require application fee, it's opened the school up to competition, right? Imagine all of you in this place are all in economics and you all apply to that same school and they didn't collect application fee from everybody. Remember, imagine that. That's everybody, both the good, bad, and ugly we apply. The best we apply, the poorest we apply. And they are going to select students based on their performance. So you have a low chance. If you are the average, they may not even pick you, they will not even remember you. Even though if you sweat, they require our recommendation letter submitted, everybody is submitted, everything is okay. They will not pick you because a lot of people applied. Imagine 20,000 people applying to school, 20,000 people applying to a particular school because of no application fee. But if the application fee is there, it will restrict people from applying and to give people that applied more chance, more competition. But don't also avoid school without application fee. If they don't require application fee, you can put them there. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, but you have more competition. It's because Usman is a competitive guy. That's why he's able to get into Clemson. If not, he will not be able to get there. But thank God for him. He's a great guy. So shortlist 8 to 12. And apart from that, Mr. Utman has been in the US. He has his master's. So he has a better chance than someone that come from Nigeria directly. You get that point, right? And when you shortlist your school, 20 schools or 30 schools or 12 schools, rank the school based on their profile. Ask ChatGPT, rank the school based on their profile, their rankings in the US. You can go to usnews.com to check their ranking of each school. All the schools are there, the ranking is there. So they will also check the GRE requirements, arrange them based on that. And have 3 divisions of schools. Divide the school into 3. The first one, the high-risk schools, schools that are very competitive, very strong one. Maybe you put Harvard now, or you put Stanford, or even some schools are not popular in Nigeria, but are very competitive. You'll be surprised. You just put some schools. You say, really? They are very quiet. They are not lousy, but they are very competitive. So make sure you know the profile of that school before you shoot into the school, before you go into the school. So arrange the school based on high competitive. You can put it on average competitiveness, like match school. Those are match school means that they match your criteria, they are your level. So divide the schools into that. And the last one is the safe school. This school, no matter what, they will pick me. They will select me based on what I'm seeing. And that requires you to check more of that school's profile online. You can look at the matriculation list of that school in the previous years. Look at the student they matriculated in that school, in that your program. Look at the CGPA of those students. Look at the test score of the students. Look at everything they have and compare it with yours and see how you are competitive, how you are compared to them. You get, so that can help you to have a safe school. So if you have a safe school, and I also advise that make sure your safe school is more. Here I put 2 to 4, but make your safe school be more so that no matter what, you will have more chances. So, but when you are doing that, prioritize schools that have your research interest at heart. Even a school is safe means that the acceptance rate is high, maybe 90%, and the CGPA requirement is 2.75 out of 4, and you have 3.7. You are so well positioned for that school. But the faculties in that school, in that department, the research they are doing, you don't like it, I advise to move away from that school. Don't do it because you don't want to come here and be stuck. Unless you are a adventurous person, like you want to explore areas, you don't care. You get, unless you know you can learn quickly, you get, but make sure that the professor you're going for is in your area, you will not be stressed. You get, and also prioritize schools that give automatic funding and admission. This information online, just check on ChatGPT. Does University of Alabama give funding for students in Department of Mathematics to PhD students in the Department of Mathematics? Do they give automatic scholarship, automatic funding for them? It will tell you. So it means that some of these schools, once they admit you, they will give you funding, especially for masters or PhD. They'll give funding. There's no, if they cannot give you funding, they will not admit you. In fact, part of the admission criteria is that they will fund you. So unless you surely come and say you don't want funding, pay, I have money, say, I want to come and spend money. And I know nobody want to do that, right? Even though if you are the children of our president, sorry, Nigerian president, oh, sorry, let's say my president, our president, if you are children of the president, you still want funding, right? Because having funding is like scholarship. It's still part of your profile. It's good on your CV. It's not just about the money, right? So prioritize schools that give you funding, right? And that's it. So prioritize schools and list out, put everything on the Excel sheet. And step 4 is look for the right supervisors that you can work with. This is very important. This is very important. And so sometimes supervisor can make your graduate journey to be worse or better or best. They have the chance to do that, to make you lose interest in your program if you come. Even though you are in America, some supervisor can make you to lack motivation. You know, apart from that, some supervisors' work are very difficult, that they are not in your field, or they are in your field, but they are not in your sub field. It's not in your real interest, and you're going to be struggling if you just shook your head into any supervisor that you see. So make sure you sit down and look at the supervisors in that school you have listed out. Look at the department, go to the department, go to the faculty, and look at the faculty page. Read all the research interests. They've written everything there online for you. Read research interest of everything. And look at the person that really match your interests and list them out. Don't reach out to them. It's not about reaching out to them. Don't reach out to any professor unless you build a profile, because your first contact with them, your first email they read will say a lot about you. You get, so build up a profile, make sure everything is fine, and shoot out. And they will say, oh, this is a great person, this is a great lady, this is a great man. He will do well in the department, something like that. Then when you're sending the email, make sure you ask for interviews, that you want to talk to them if they have chance. You get. So while you are looking for professors, I've said before, go to the publications, read at least like the last 4 or 5 publications the professor has published in the past. It's all on their website. If you can't find their website, check ResearchGate, you see it there. And if the last time the professor published is 2017, that is like 8 years ago, it shows you some things about that professor, right? I the professor just published last week. It also shows you something about the professor, right? So you have to use wisdom also to reach out to professors, right? So look at their publications, and the one you don't like, don't use emotion to apply. In this journey, you don't use emotion, because when they are sending you, will regret to inform you, email and letter, they will not use emotion. They will not say, it will feel bad that we send him rejection letter. No, they don't use emotion. Is logic. You use your mind, your spirit, your soul, everything. You use God, use direction, use logic, reasoning, use God and everything mixed together. It's not emotion. I say, oh, I like the school. and you're applying to the school every year and they're rejecting you every year, you stick there. And you just stick because you like the name of the school. When you come to America, it doesn't matter the school you go to. I'm serious. I can tell you that. I'm a witness of that. It doesn't matter the school you go to. It doesn't matter anything. What matters is your project that you did and how interested you are. How interested are you in that project? How do you love the project? What do you learn? The skill you learn during your graduate study. That's very important. So don't use emotion.
I've put it in this thing.
Don't use emotion. Don't use emotion to list a school. You get, don't use emotion. Use your publication. If you're interested in the school, list it in your school and tag that school and look at the professor and look at the grants they have. You can also check the grant the professor have. Hey, tell me the latest grant Professor Mark had. They will show you. It's online. You see that the professor has grants, has money. But sometimes that is if you want to be a research assistant. But sometimes, most of the time, your funding doesn't come from the professor. So even you reading about the grants and they say there's no grants, does not mean that this school is bad. No, the school sometimes give you TA, teaching assistant role. So you have your funding is guaranteed. Anybody they admit, your funding is guaranteed. The RA position is just for you to devote yourself to your research, and that funding comes from a professor. So when you're reaching out to a professor for being a student, don't just say you want to be a research assistant. Because the professor will be thinking, okay, you won't be research, you don't like to teach, Abby. You don't research that you like to do. Okay, don't worry, I don't have research assistants, I'm sorry. So just say you want to be their student, you are interested in their project, you really love it, tell them why you love it, tell them what you have done in the past and stuff like that. Tell them how it's aligned with your interest. What is your goal in this project? What do you want to achieve? What do you like? And share your profile link and share possible research topics. You don't have to come up with research topics. Just tell them your research areas. You get. Share your CV in it. That is why I said do not reach out to professor until you build your profile. And your profile building should be reflected in your CV. As Mr. Ottoman has said, if you cough, put it in your CV. Don't write I cough. It's just a word to tell you that anything you add to your professional profile should add it to your CV. Maybe you have a conference you did. And let me tell you something. Don't wait until conference to come and meet you at your door. Right now, search online, conferences in geology, online conferences in geology. There's a bunch of them. Register for them. Just attend, just sit down on your computer and listen to them. And I'm telling you, the first two conferences I attended in Nigeria, I did not understand what they are saying, even though I was working in the laboratory, because the concept is so hard. Like something is reacting to this one is binding to this is different from the research that we do in Nigeria. In Nigeria, we just collect sample. Even if we collect sample, you are so happy. You collect sample, you analyze it, you put it on Excel sheets, you create bar chart and pie chart. These are more serious something that someone is producing drugs, producing medicine for somebody to use. So these are the things I like to do. But I'm seeing it, I can't understand, but still stay there and be listening to them. And I listened. And and I also I applied to present and I presented. And I presented my own. If you go online and you see it there, even when I was doing some things later in my life, I still use it to be part of my profile. You get. So go online. Remember that there's no limitations unless it's in your mind, that limitation. Go online, search for conferences. This is how to build a profile. Build it up and put it in your CV. Let your CV speak volume. If there's no volume in your CV, put volume inside it. Look for something. So step 5, read your work, read the professor's work, read 2 or 3 papers per each professors and put it in your Excel sheet that you have read the work. And something you've read about the work, something that interests you in their work, put it there. So I will not forget, because those are the things that will help you to write your SOP, that will help you to write your code letters, code email, and stuff like that. So what do you want to read about in that work? First, read the abstract of the work. Read the abstract. I'm telling you, if you don't understand, there's a chance that you will not understand what they're writing that thing. Sit down, read it again. Read it again until you understand and derive interest in it. And what is the method that they use to carry out the research? What is the gap? What do you think is the gap in their research? And what is the gap they're even trying to answer in the research? Then ask yourself this question: are you really interested in this thing? Well, I don't like this. Maybe the professor is talking about how to use plastic or how to use in silico materials to predict something. Say, oh, I don't like this thing. Me, I like to work with animal. If you like to work with animal, leave in silico. Go and look for animal professor that is. So that's how it works. So, but I advise not to limit yourself, limit your mind to just what I feel I like to do. Sometimes when you come here, what that thing you feel I like to do, it's not marketable. Try to blend, try to expand your coast, expand your mind, and do things that will count also, and you're also interested in. The sixth step in this school and professor is crafting your code email to professor. Let your email be nothing more than 200 words, or yes, maybe one page of a Microsoft Word. Don't let it be more than that. Don't write textbook for the professor, I beg. That is why you have to make it very sharp, like very sharp code email. If you see the email written by Chinese students, you open your mouth and say, if I'm the professor, I will collect the students. That is the way you should write your code email. Write it very strong. You get, don't write, and I was going, then my leg hit the wall, and that gave me a sign that I need to apply to school. You know, that kind of thing. So be more specific. And so in that code email, write about your degree, your bachelor degree, your master's degree. Even if you have a PhD before, you can come here for another PhD. You can come for postdoc. So all these things are possible. So write about your academic background. What about yourself? Don't write your secondary school, I beg. Don't write your senior prefect in your secondary school. Oh, nobody care about those things. So don't write about NYC. Nobody care about those things. So write about your undergraduate project, your background, your master's or PhD or anything. So what are you interested in your work? Write about what you have done in your undergraduate work. What was your research in your undergraduate work? So that's why you have to go and dust your papers. Now, if you have left the thesis for a long time, you can't even remember the topic again. Try and look for it. And why are you interested in your research? Why are you interested in the project? That is the question you have to ask yourself, and you should put it in your code emails. Then attach your CV. You remember that CV here is also here. That means that you'll have built your profile before you can put in your CV. If you don't go, I will advise don't attach one-page CV. And that doesn't mean you should now begin to expand it and make it big. No. Do something, do many things. On your Saturdays, do things, do conference, write paper, go and look for people that write paper, combine with them, join with them, collaborate with them, write paper together, go and volunteer somewhere, Red Cross, do it. Go to hospital, go and volunteer there. Just go to hospital, go and volunteer, write it there. You know, do things that are outside the market, go to house. That's outside those things. Market house work. No, do something outside that is professional that will add to your CV. And ask if they are accepting new students. Now, let me give you one thing that some of them will say, no, don't worry. You don't need to see supervisors. In our department, we do lab rotation. That's a good sign. Then you should send your email to the graduate coordinator of that department and say, hey, graduate coordinator, I'm interested in your department. I heard you are doing lab rotation. So because of that, I'm interested in your department. And these are my profile. I love to be in your department. This is why I like microbiology. And I've been doing this for a long time. This is my profile. And see my attached CV and my unofficial transcript. Put a transcript there. But put a transcript if your CGPA is good. If your CGPA is 2.1 out of 4, my brother or my sister, don't put your transcripts. Because even if your English is good in your email and your CV is robust and your transcript is 2.1, don't put your transcripts because it's going to demarket you. You get. So put your transcripts, your CGPA, if your CGPA meets the minimum requirement of that department. And now if you have 2.1 CGPA, the question is, how will you do? If you have 2.1 CGPA, the question is that the thing is that do things that will stand out. Tell the story. Why do you have 2.1? There's a reason why you have that CGPA. Maybe your financial challenges, maybe you lost a loved one, or maybe something happened to you. But don't mention mental health, I beg, because they will think you don't have the mental capacity to complete graduate studies. They will not give you admission. You think if you come here to you still have mental health problems. So If you have mental health problem, seek God, seek direction from God. I pray God will help you. So step 7, track and follow up. When you send the email, leave it for like 1 or 2 weeks before you send follow up. Don't wait for the next day and be struggling. Professor has not replied to my email yesterday. Let me go and send him again. Close day. It's not your work he came to do now. So you have a lot of things he's doing. So make sure you follow up like 2 weeks after you have sent the all email. You get and you can do something. There's something I did on your email. When you send an email, your email will give you feedback if the person opened the email or not. So there's a setting you can do on your email that if the professor opened your email, or if the email was delivered even at first, you get a feedback on your email that Professor John opened your email today. You know, that is a very good excitement, right? But if you don't know about this, you will never know, right? So just try to do that. And in your follow-up tracking, as you're sending the email to the professor, put it in your Excel file that professor will send this email on so day. This email. That Excel file, we have a long columns, right? So try to put them so that at the end of the day, when you're applying, you know the school to apply to. But if you put all this in your brain, it's going to take a lot of space, like terabytes. In your response, in your feedback, in your follow-up, make sure you're polite and professional. Don't be emotional. And when you're sending email, don't say, don't be emotional. You get, don't be saying, good day, Professor John. I am the last born of my family. Everybody has gone. I'm the only one in the family house. So because of that, I want to find something to do with my life. So I want to go to school. So even so, you know that even yourself, you will laugh, right? So don't be emotional. Be very like logical, professional, polite, right? And stuff like that. So now I want to just brief about what should be in your SOP. I'll be very quick in this. First thing is that start with personal anecdotes. Try to see what drives you, right? What are the defining moments and what is the motivation for your field? Not motivation for PhD you're applying for. Not motivation for the master's you're applying for. It's motivation for your field, for this field in a whole. In a whole, what's the motivation? And I avoid generic statement like I always love science. Everybody loves science. Everybody who loves science, seriously. Even though if I someone that study fine arts, you love science because if you're looking at those science students, like, they are the most serious. So everybody loves science, even though if it's not true, if not all science are too serious. So don't just start with I always wake up and I dream of science. These are too basic. Try to be solid, more strong. You get more strong. And your academic background, let it be the next. Talk about your coursework that you did. Talk about your degree. Don't mention all the coursework in your transcript because that will take a lot of space, right? But mention the coursework that are mostly relevant to the course you are trying to apply to, right? That is mostly relevant to it. So I mention the grade you got there. But if your grade is less than B, please don't mention it. Don't mention that you got a D in phonics and you're trying to come to US to study English literature. You get, don't mention you got a D. Don't even mention it because something happened, you got a D. Maybe something happened with your professor or something like that. It's not a bad thing, but don't be mentioning your weakness like that. So put your courses and mention how those courses relate to you being successful, for your potential of being successful in your graduate school, and mention your academic achievements. Oh, I love this. If you have a award, you have a scholarship, you have gone to conferences, that is when I say be going for conference now before you start applying. Be going to conference. You mention the conference you attended, what you learn in the conference, and let the conference be in line with your field. Let the conference be in the line of your field. Don't go for conference in Yoruba language and you are studying microbiology. It's not connected. Are you going to speak Yoruba to the microorganisms? No. So go for conferences that are in line with your field. Project that you've done, research you have done, publication you have done. Talk about the publications. Talk about the award you got. So go for summits, different summits, something important. They are online. Nobody will come and knock your door and tell you, hey, Michael, there's a scholarship in this place. there's a conference here, come and apply. No, because in Nigeria, if nothing does not bring money now, we don't need to talk about it. In fact, so they don't usually advertise these things. So, but they are there because it doesn't bring money. People don't talk about it. So just go there and attend conferences, seminars, summits, good things in your field, improve, develop, certificates, projects. This is when you're going to talk about all those things. But don't just list them. This. What is the relevance? But don't be too much like too much characters or too much length of words. We respect the number of words they ask to write. Then write about your research and professional experiences. Discuss your research works, your relevant job experience. If you have been working for like 10 years, 15 years, talk about how beautiful is connected to your studies, how it has prepared you to be a good student, how it has prepared you to handle graduate studies stress, how it has prepared you to handle failures too. Life is not about success. There's failures, but people don't talk about the failures. Emphasize your role and method used to find these solutions and quantify your outcomes. What did you achieve after that? In this way, what did you achieve? Not just you're just doing things, no achievement, no quantitative evaluation of your work. So next one is have a clear career goal. What do you want to do in the next 5 years, 10 years? Throughout your life, what do you like to do? Is it research, industry, academia, public health? Now, let me tell you, if you write in your SOP that you want to be a research professor, it's not like they will be calling you after 15 years, after you have graduated from that school and say, Shibi, you told us you want to be a research professor. Why are you now working in the industry? Nobody will come and tell you, nobody will come and hold you. It's your life. But you can change your career goal as time goes on. Or if you write in the SOP that you want to work in an industry, then they now say that you're a professor in a school. They say, why do you become a professor? You told you nobody to go and track what you wrote in your SOP and say, why you're not doing it. So, but write in a way that, at least for now, this is what I feel I want to become. And people can change their career goals. You can change your mind. And it's very important that you're able to change your career in the US, right? So show how graduate program will help you to achieve that goal. How will this degree help you to achieve that goal? You get, so that you not just be like, you just want to become a doctor. You want to call, hey, Dr. Mark, and you like it. Don't write in your SOP, I just like the word doctor. So, so that is not the reason why I should go for PhD. Now, program fit. How does the faculty, the lab, research group, and align with your interests? You get, and how does it align with your goal? That research the professor is doing that you wrote in your Excel sheet. How does it align with your goal? How does it align to who you want to become in future? You get, yeah, like for me, by God's grace, I like to work to solve problems in my field by the grace of God. I don't want to just be memorizing microorganisms' name. And somebody asked me, hey, Bro Cowdy, I have stomach pain. And I say, that is Shigella dysentery. I say, okay, what should I do? Well, the mechanism of action of that Shigella dysentery is that it causes this. I say, what should I do? And the person have died. I don't want to be someone like that. I don't just be blowing grammars. I want to solve problems. I want to use what I know to solve problems. And then the program I'm going to go for should be aligned with my goal. You get? So you also should have a direction and goal. And personal attribute and soft skill. What are your soft skills? Things that you like to do. Are you a teamwork person? And what are your hobbies? Because life is not all about schools, right? Your hobbies, what do you like to do in your leisure time? What can you do that it doesn't require stress? You can just wake up and do. Other people consider stress, but to you it's not stress. Your leadership potential, your leadership skill. If you're a senator already in Nigeria, congratulations, you have to mention it. You're a very great person, you're a politician, or you're a class rep in your school when you're in school, and or you're a group leader of your project group. You mention it and say how you have impacted the people. And use a short story to demonstrate that. Conclusion. Summarize your goal and what excites you, and end with a very strong sentence. So the step 8 is reviewing admission requirement. This is very important. If you do all these things and you discover that the school does not waive TOEFL and you don't have TOEFL, you have wasted your time. So try to review what the school wants and the application links. Look for the recommendation letters that the minimum CGPA. If the CGPA they require is 3 and you have like 2 point something, you don't meet that. So leave that school, move to the next school. No emotion. This is what we call objective evaluation. Evaluate yourself objectively. Don't just be emotional about a school. And you see the CGPA is the need is 3.5 and your CGPA is 3.2. You are still applying, you're wasting your time. But it can happen, you can be accepted. For instance, if the professor say, yes, come, I love you, I like you, but your CGPA is 3.2, but the department says 3.5, the professor can talk to the grad coordinator because of you, and they can accept you as one outside the box person that does not match the criteria. So it's possible, but it's not always a good way to rely on. Check the test score, the required test scores. So to end my, this is second to the last slide, to end my talk, these are the list of Excel file I would like to share. There's more than this five, but I'm trying to collect them together. This is a list of assistantship that myself and Mr. Ayomide was trying to come up with. I don't know if it's on the score. We didn't finish. We are still in some of the department have not been filled. And also, this is a tracker. You know, we say you should create an Excel sheet to track your application. This is a tracker. You click this link, you will get this tracker. You'll be able to add more columns to it. And you can also go to our channel and check out the videos that we made in this channel through this place. So lastly, above it all, remember Jesus loves you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. So, Mr.
Thank you so much. Sorry, can we hear me, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Really? Why can't I?
We can hear you.
I think you are muted, but because I can't hear us.
We can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
We can hear you, yeah.
Okay, I guess maybe Mr. Kayode will pick it up from here then, since I guess his network.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so do we have... Okay, I think he's back. Welcome.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for that session. I could not hear myself, so I just had to leave the group and come back again. Thank you so much for the session. Very explicit, and the questions we have here actually request for materials. From what I can see here, somebody is saying, please, how can I get this material? And like we have been saying, you will get it from the PSA YouTube channel. Yeah, the PSA YouTube channel have been posted by Mr. Owolabi some moment ago. The link to the PSA YouTube channel have been posted. So please, maybe you should just help us repost it again. Yeah, yeah, so that those people, yeah, they can check and see. So sir, when you were talking about the when you were actually talking about the code emailing thing, something just came up to, I was just reminded of something, and I just want to quickly maybe share the experience with all of us here. I have this friend, yeah, you know, you will always advise us that we should always find network with people of like passion. So one of the people that we actually yeah, hunting for scholarship, then this guy, he can just tell me, oh, in 3 days he have sent about 100 and something code email to professors. I'll be like, really? You mean 100 and something code email? He will say yes. And then when I now had to verify how he does it, I discovered he was sending generic code emails. Like the code email, he said all he's just changing is dear sir. dear Professor this, dear, he was just changing the name, and then he was just touching little, like the email was so generic, and he was sending it to all other professors. So do you have anything to say about this, or is it something we should avoid, or something that can still work?
Yeah, already you know the answer now. So, so you are smiling.
Uh,
So if you send a generic email to someone that wants to employ you, and you're going to stay with the person to do his research, you send a generic email to the person, it shows a lot about you. People will like lose confidence on you, like about you. Like, oh, I don't think this guy, of course, the email must be specific to the research, and all the professors are not doing the same research. There's no way you can write an email that will match all the professors. You get. So it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. You get. So you writing email to two professors per day. Two professors per day is 60 professors in 1 month. So I'm telling you, among the 60 professors in 1 month, you will see response. Maybe like 10 of them will respond to you. So let me ask you, the guy that was sending 150 email per day, did he get any response that is positive?
no, not a single response was possible.
Yeah, you can't expect a response from such an approach, because it's like, hey, there, Mr. Kayode, I like to work in your lab. Do you know what I'm doing in my lab?
Hmm.
If it's rat, I'm dissecting. Do you know if that's what I'm doing? You get. If it's monkey, I deal with it. Have you have experience in monkey? So that kind of thing. So you need to like take time and do something, do a quality job. You get. So before you, yeah, don't just go with the quantity. And sometimes not some of those things are kind of, it can be fun to say, oh, I sent 500 email last week. It looks fun to say, right? But will it bring results? So will it bring
Yes,
results?
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. There's a question here from Oyeka. Is that, sir, is it possible to relocate with one's family, PhD? I mean, with a family of four. God,
I like to answer that question, but I don't know if that my mentee is here. One of my mentee, I'm so happy for her. We mentored her on DUPS that we had last year. She just got to the US with all her family this month or last month. So
wow,
that should answer the question. She came for PhD, and I'm so happy to be. She just sent me a
wow,
message
wow,
today that I'm happy to tell you that I'm in the US with my family. So that has answered the question that
wow,
you,
very well.
yeah.
So, yeah, it is very possible that that testimony has actually answered the question. I cannot see any other question from here. Yeah, I can't get
Yeah,
any other question.
I think we have exhausted um, our time too. We have really tried, everybody have tried, and all those things.
Mr. Kayode, somebody's talking about the WhatsApp link. You posted it earlier, so I only just reposted it. So they're saying it's not working. I
I
don't
just
know if
tried it myself now, it worked.
okay.
So somebody asked a question, I just realized that this is the wrong way
No,
for,
that's my question. I think the person is just um, trying
okay,
to comment that she knew where her fault was now
okay.
as to not getting funding.
I think
Yeah.
Mr. Tope has a question.
Okay. So,
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Yeah, I currently hold a bachelor's degree in geology. I graduated 2023, and I'm currently on my master's program, third semester, and I'm doing GIS, but I'm much more interested in a PhD program that aligns with my current MSc program. But the situation of things right now is that the school has not even released any of my results, and application phase is starting now. So I don't really know what to do. There is no any results, there is no any unofficial transcript to use. And I don't want to start this application with my bachelor's degree.
So Mr. Paul, do you want to answer the question?
Yes, I will just touch part of it. Maybe you can contribute as well. Do you have you seen any of your results? That's what I would ask first.
Not at all. We are just preparing to defend our project.
Okay, you've not seen the result at all. It means
At
you
all.
have to finish before you see your results.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Normally the department release first semester, second semester exam result in third semester. But up to this point, we've not seen anything.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure of that because it could be that the reason why I asked is because it could be that maybe you've seen the result, but it's not like you can't request for it already because it's not official. If that's the case, if you know the results, maybe you see your script or you see your grade, then you can. There's a way you can generate your own unofficial transcript yourself. If assuming that's the case, assuming you've seen some of your results, you know the results. You can generate it as well. Just maybe get your departmental HOD to sanction it, to approve it kind of as an unofficial transcript, and then you can use that for your application if that's the case. But if that's not the case, if you've not seen any of your results as well, then I think you can work based on speculation. What I mean by that is that, okay, you've done the exams very well. You've done maybe your seminar presentation very well. You're doing your research very well. You can highlight that in your application process since you want to further from your master's program. So meaning that you would tell them that you are expecting your transcript, but then you've done very well so far. You've done this, you've done that, you've done this research, you've done this seminar presentation, you've done these courses and all of that, and just highlight some of the things you've done in your master's program, not neglecting completely your bachelor's. I would not advise that you neglect your bachelor's because I think that's like the foundation, that's the starting point. So you can reference your bachelor's, talk about your master's, and then you progress from there. So that's the way I would say. Since you don't have any results to show for it, just speculate that you've done well in your coursework, you've done well in your presentations, you've done well in your conferences that you've attended if you have any, and then you are doing well in your current research and you are proposing to further in that line for your PhD. So it's kind of generic but because of the peculiarity of your situation.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Any other question? Yeah, any other question from? Okay, somebody is asking for the link to the group. I think Mr. Kayode dropped his number already. We can reach out to him directly so that we can be added to the group. All right. In absence of no any other, if there's no any other question, I think I would just want to take this time to appreciate
I have
our.
one question, sir.
Okay, please do.
Okay, so thank you very much for this exhaustive session. I wanted to ask, I do have I do intend to apply to schools, but the thing about this, because I did surveying and informatics, and then my research areas are in geography, and I also desire to have certification. It's actually a certification body for geographers in the world, and then apparently they also certify universities that offer their own grade level this thing, certifications, and their own grade level courses, and then so to certify them. So actually only two universities in the US that are certified. That's what once you do your masters in those places, you go as well as having your masters together, you become certified. So I know it's not wise to just restrict myself to those two universities. I why what I'm actually asking is how can I, because the other most other universities, what they do is oceanography, which is different from hydrography. So I don't know how I can, because we're told to blend and be flexible. I don't know how I can blend or become flexible so that I can meet criteria or the research alignments, make research alignments with the PIs in those oceanography. Okay, well, fortunately, in my work experience of over 7 years, I have done some work a little bit related to oceanography, but I was not, I was involved, but just at a certain level. So I don't have nitty-gritty uh, expertise in it. So I mean, like I don't have expertise such, but at least I have fair idea because I did some work on those aspects. So that's what I actually used last year when I was applying and using when I'm trying to trying to be flexible and apply for Shinoga, not just restrict myself to geography. So the challenge is how can I really be a fit to those courses in my national because I explored and most of them is just marine science. Like marine science, has more a bit of biology. So I'm even intending to do some biology MOOC courses just so that I can say and also I'm good. Just I have some knowledge or this thing biology and all that. So, but that was know that I don't know how can I really make myself fit in most of those PIs because what they were talking about is a bit different from what I'm doing. So they're talking about, for example, what's it called now? Trees, different tides, although I've done something related to tides. So talking about pollution, they'll be classifying various sea level phenomena. So those kind of things are a bit different. I mean, just too in depth, and didn't do such of that in my geography. So I'm just saying, how can I sort of be a fit to those peers so that I can nail them and they are ready to accept me? Although honestly, I'm just doing that so that just to be flexible and so I can have more options and not just limit myself to those 2 or 3 universities that I said are doing mainly at geography in the US. Yeah. So how can I be a best fit?
Okay.
How can I present myself?
Okay, so I think many of what we have said today still applies. Yeah, I think it would not be a good idea to restrict yourself exclusively to the 2 programs, if I heard you correctly, that are doing your specific course that you want to do. I think yeah, there are other programs in the US might not be exactly what you are really interested in, but if you check those programs, there will be some PIs under those programs that are doing something close to what you are interested in. Like that, for instance, some schools would have uh, maybe Department of Biology, for instance, and under the Department of Biology, there will be somebody who is doing something in regards computational biology. There'll be somebody who is doing something regarding cancer biology. There'll be somebody doing something regarding marine biology. Somebody doing things regarding plant biology, wildlife conservation, evolutionary biology, and all those things like that. So you might not restrict yourself to okay. Let's say I want to go for marine biology specifically and say, okay, I'm only going to look for schools that are applying for that are offering marine biology. That marine biology, if that's what you want, you could find it in a department of biology in a program. You could find it in a department of biological sciences in another program and things like that. So it's it's beyond just hearing the name of the department or the name of the program. It's about digging deep into the program and looking for the specific PIs that are doing something that are specific or related to what you want to do. So that's where the extra level of work comes in, not just okay, running with the name of the department and just jumping like that. Going to, I think Mr. Carried and every other person that has spoken today have talked about you digging deep into each PI's work and see if it aligns with what you're interested in and what you want to do. So I think there are different ways for you to connect or find the fit or alignment. It could be an online course you've taken before. It could be an internship you've done before. It could be a conference you've attended before. It could be a paper that you've published before. It could be a webinar. You could even say, okay, you attended a webinar and that sparked your interest in learning further about that field. It could be just anything. Just try to find the connection between your past experiences or your past interest and what the PI is currently doing. So that's just it's not only about okay what you studied or your degree or what the program degree is in. It's about it's a lot of things coming together to make a whole. Like people would say that application is a full package. It's not just a one. one item that will determine everything. So it's your combination of your CV, your transcripts, your statement of purpose, everything ties together and tells the whole story about you. Some people with their application they don't need to write TOEFL. Some people will need to write TOEFL. Some people will need to write GRE. Some people might not need it. So it's like a compilation of different things coming together to give you a big picture of you as a candidate. So that's what I'll say.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. I hope that question was answered. Yes. Any other question, please? Although while we wait for other questions, we'll be giving shout out to everyone that attended this session this very day. After which all our speakers will leave us with maybe a word of prayer or maybe a word of advice, just like Mr. Usman was trying to quote Mr. Isaac. There are some words that when somebody tell you, you use your right hand or your left hand to hold it, you hold it tight. He said, when on the wrong direction, speed is not an advantage. So, sir, maybe there's something like an advice you want to drop for us in one word or so. You can actually prepare them while okay. Wuraola, you are welcome. Thank you so much for joining this session. Wemimo, you are welcome. Tobiloba, you are welcome. Taiwo, you are welcome. Sukurat, welcome. Thank you. Stephen, welcome. Sadiq, welcome. That's Ridwan, welcome. And thank you so much. Razak Gafaroya, Oyelola, you are welcome. Promise Oluwatosin, you are welcome. Thank you so much for joining this session. Timothy, you are welcome. Onyeka, you are welcome. Oladayo, thank you so much for joining. Kenneth, you are welcome. Joy, okay, you are welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Gloria Yanulua, you are welcome. Thank you. Edindiong Akpan, you are welcome. Dr. Razak AA, you are welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Awolesi Raphael, thank you so much for joining. Aro Emmanuel, thank you so much for joining. Then Andrew Adegoju, thank you so much for joining this session. Mr. Kenneth Alozie, thank you so much for joining this session. And thank you so much, Mr. Osman Razak. Thank you so much for your session. Thank you for that eye-opening session. Mr. Paul Owolabi, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All these efforts are definitely appreciated. Mr. Kayode, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So please, Mr. Paul, your 2 minutes. Yeah, advice, prayer, and for us.
Okay. Yeah. So once again, I would like to thank Mr. Kennedy for putting this together. And then I also like to thank everybody for staying put till this time. I know it's a lot of work. It's a lot of we saw a lot of things, and putting all of this together to get the desired results takes a lot of work. So I'll just encourage everyone listening to be committed, be focused, and to just persevere. Yeah, I know it's not easy. Persevere, try your best. Sometimes I know getting a recommendation letter can be a challenge. Yeah, so I will understand that, but just put in your best, keep trying, and trust God as well. And we hope that very soon you two will be on the other side telling a good story. Thank you very much.
So much, sir. Thank you, sir. Amen. Amen. So, Mr. Usman Razak, thank you, sir.
Thank you all for being available for this wonderful session with our scholars here. Yeah, we do appreciate your presence. So as I've said earlier, like what matter most is direction. The speed, like, is not really required. It's okay to have sense of urgency, but speed doesn't matter. So that, haste make waste, right? So if you are just doing everything fast, 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 and it has no good direction, seriously, we just see that we have a lot of admission without funding, or you don't even have any admission at all. So let's follow the right protocol, and let's not forget the relationship between us and our professors should be something really good. Make it strong. If you've left the school long time ago, reach out to them. Make sure you have a very good connection, like with them. So, and leave a very good reputation as well. Yeah. Keep track of your deadlines and everything, and great. That is it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Kayode. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for the speakers. You are amazing. And I was like, these are deep words and these are deep advice. I see the commitment of the speakers. I see the time they spent on each of the sections. And for the response to the questions they asked them, this is so amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. I want to thank for people that also like join, all of you that come to learn from this. I also thank Mr. Sheyi for moderating the section. You are amazing, sir. So amazing. And also, I don't know, you have given the permission to share this testimony about you. You got a fully funded admission or scholarship to 2 countries. So he's going out now for 2 great countries to continue his master's, and he's doing amazing. So he's doing amazing. So I also want to, and Andrew is here. He also has a full funding admission in WKU, but he's hiding his face. Maybe next time we will talk. And next time, possibly you will be one of our speakers. As you are listening now, you'll be one of our speakers, because that is the purpose. Is Mr. Sheyi here? I don't think he's here. Okay.
Yes, I'm very much. Thank you, sir.
Okay. The Sheyi that Paul is talking about, I was thinking of another Sheyi. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, no, I was congratulating.
Okay. So everybody that listening today, that's Mr. Andrew. Thank you for joining. And everybody that listening today, you are in Nigeria, looking forward to come to the US. We love you to be here. We have a good intentions, and that is the goal, and that is our calling. And we have more calling than this, but this is one of our callings. So we want you to also be one of our speakers next time. How can you do that? By getting fully funded admission, come to the US, or go to other European countries and doing exploits, and don't forget to give back to PSA. So yeah, I pray God will continue to hold us all. And so you can now see that it's not just click a link and apply, right? It's more than just clicking a link. Asking for link is more than that. There's a lot of background work need to be done. I pray as I doing this background work, the Lord will be with you and strengthen you in Jesus' name. Thank you, everybody. We spent more than 3 hours on this. It's amazing.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yep.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So please, amen to all the prayers. If you are not on the PSA group, this is a very good time for you to join the WhatsApp group. Your questions and anything at all you want to ask concerning the graduate school application, you can always drop it there. Then for the record session of this, the recording of this session, it will be posted on the PSA YouTube channel. Thank you so much. See you in our next session. Bye.
Another
Bye.
time.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
At that time, you said that whole shiver.
Bye-bye, sir. Sir, please don't forget to add us to the group. Thank you so much, sir.
You can just click on the link sent to this particular platform
Sir, I'm
to
the
join
one
the
that the
call.
link is not working for. I'm the one that couldn't join through the link, sir. Onyeka.
Okay. Don't worry. I've seen your missed call.
Then I've started the number.
Okay, I will add them.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Ma'am.
And the Almighty reward all those who organized and participated in this impactful session. Thank you so much. May He bless you with more wisdom, open greater doors, knowledge, and opportunity for you, and make your effort a source of benefit to many lives.
Amen.
We pray that every act of service and guidance you offer today is returned to you in multiple, and may the blessing and the peace and fulfillment be for you, both in this world and the hereafter. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Amazing prayers. Thank you.